Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures slightly higher at this point. We're well off early gains that we saw in the pre-market this morning. We had the weekly jobless claims number in the U.S. this morning came out a little bit better than expected, down about 40,000 week over week. We also had GDP number out this morning that was decent as well, a little bit better than expected for GDP from last month. Overall, though, markets coming off their worst single-day performance in a couple months here for U.S. equities, specifically the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ down significantly yesterday. Continued spiking COVID-19 cases throughout the world, and also uncertainty surrounding the election. Obviously, less than a week away now until the election. Big tech names in focus this morning. We had Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg testifying yesterday in Washington. We'll talk about that coming up. Facebook back to the upside today. A lot of the social media stocks gaining, though, on the back of Pinterest. Big earnings report from Pinterest. Vaccine maker Moderna, some news regarding their preparation to roll out their vaccine. Hasn't even been approved yet, but they're already working on getting that set to go. And we're also going to have a look at Ford, positive report from Ford. We have EV makers back on watch this morning as well. It is Thursday, October 29th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. We did come well off the lows here for most of these markets. Still pretty mixed showing here. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up. Yeah, back in negative territory already for most European markets. We'll shift over to North America and see, a similar story here. Back to mixed. The Dow exactly flat there. You can see the NASDAQ trying to lead us higher, up about 0.6%, but mixed board nevertheless. Look at crude again today. Down 5%. The slide continues for crude and gold as well, back in negative territory. Saw a big move down, guys. Good morning yesterday as far as crude oil was concerned. Again, COVID concerns, lack of demand concerns. So again today, 5% for crude oil. Lots and lots of earnings to get through today.
Yeah, I mean, say lots of earnings. The big boys report tonight. Certainly, when it comes to crude, I mean, there's some election risk as well, and I think political risk going on there with regards to whatever happens with the next administration or the current one, and like Iran nuclear deal. And I think that could tie in together as we watch the crude get back down towards some key prices like that $34 a barrel, maybe worth a look there. But I think all eyes are going to be in general in tech, whether it's going to be Alphabet, Facebook, all those earnings after market today, or Pinterest, which just 31% to the upside, making all-time highs, dragging Twitter with it. Not that some of these names need to be dragged up, but why not? It's just a monster move and follow through in the pre-market this morning. So high flyer, it's some part of it is a blow. Part of it is going to be some squeezing going on in Pinterest as well, and some options volume, which definitely affects the stock. So this is going to be in play. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We'll be looking at it rather heavily, but like everyone said, Sean, this is a big earnings week, and tonight is sort of the culmination of everything.
Yeah, tonight's a big one here, and Alphabet, Apple, Facebook, they're all coming. Twitter now coming this afternoon as well. It's going to be big. Look, Pinterest, I just feel like it's such a missed opportunity because it was just so obvious this was going to happen. This was Snapchat earnings, right? October 20th, Pinterest bumped up huge. And then obviously on that report, they're going to go up huge as well. And I think that the same thing today could happen and already sort of is happening with Twitter. They were supposed to report, I guess, this morning, but it looks like it's going to be this afternoon. And it's already, or after market, it's already making new highs here, Twitter 50 and change. So, yep, lots on watch today. And it starts with the tech names. And I got a few nice ones written down. And by the way, we talked about Ford in the mid sixes, guys. It was over 8 or be around there today. So good trade on that one as well.
Just having a look, guys, at Moderna here, up about 4% already. So they reported, first of all, there was earnings. They also said they're not seeing anything as far as their late-stage trial is concerned for their vaccine candidate. And as I mentioned, they're already working on plans to roll it out for distribution. So Moderna, nice positive look today. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on. Yeah, we're going to talk about stop losses, how to use stop losses in general, where, when, the how, the why, where we should put them. how we should price them, how much risk to go in. Lots of great stuff in that video, our latest educational video, all about stop losses coming up later on. Let's go over to the desk to start things off and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hello, traders. I wish you all a wonderful day. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. We have lots to get through this morning. We'll kick things off with Pinterest. As I mentioned, most of the social media stocks gaining. Twitter, the big one, gaining on the back of this report from Pinterest. Blew out earnings right across the board, benefiting from more people staying at home, looking at social media, communicating through social media as well. I mean, average revenue, $1.03 per user in the quarter, which was a huge number. Total revenue up 58% to nearly $450 million for the quarter, guys. So big beat for Pins.
Yeah, both those numbers beating expectations by like, I think 13 to 15%, something in that range. So obviously you're going to be at all-time highs. There's not going to be levels to watch up here. I think that's sort of the reality. We saw this with Snapchat. We've seen this with some other names before. So I'm just going to have a quick look at whatever happens to be the pre-market bottom at 64. That's going to be a level that if it can hold, you get a bit of a jump off. And if it breaks through the top, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze play. 66.5 is what I'm looking at for that now. I like to look at post-market action in terms of where you might have find little pullback buying, post-earnings. So if we do have a bit of a dip, the first one would be right here, just about that $60 even, which stands like a sore thumb, and also just below that 59 mark. So a couple of levels just in case we head southbound, but the first test is going to be if off the open we can hold that 64. Now, it goes without saying, it could, you're talking a little bit overbought under, sort of normal circumstances here, but we've seen these continue through. It's not an automatic short for me. I think there's safer places to go. But if we break through that 64, I would try a scalp. Not in the pre-market, however. I'm not going to be touching that. I won't touch any short pre-market on Pinterest.
Look, the last couple of days, we talked about it. Hog, same report, same kind of look on the stock. Pinterest here, same thing. Tupperware yesterday, same thing. So, I mean, it's just we're up 30%. You have this high, 65.50. I think it's foolish if we don't go long, at least trying to take out 65.5 right here. So that's going to be a key level, and there's really nothing else. Obviously, 64 is a nice little bottom there, so Neil's already talked about that. So I just like it right here, guys, breaking through 65.50. Bounced off a couple times. Well, let's check out the imbalance locator early. I'll do this again later on, but there's Pinterest, 300,000 shares. I know a lot of you like to see that. ACB, NEO, GE, a few names on here. ACB, okay, yeah, that's a buy. What? That's always a sell. Ford, big number there as well. We're going to get to Ford soon. I saw someone say that you want me to put my sticky note up on Twitter. I do that some mornings, and maybe I will do it again.
Okay, guys, let's go over to eBay. The next one they reported as well. Similar to what we saw yesterday in Microsoft, decent report right across the board. It was tough to really find anything that kind of stood out as being negative in this report, but eBay to the downside here. So as I mentioned, we kind of saw Microsoft trade lower on a decent report yesterday. So same thing here for eBay, it would appear.
It's been a theme where the high flying names that have blowout beats continue the moves, and the bigger names that are sort of already consolidating and finding their way back down, and maybe some of this is going to be baked in. But eBay was already sort of coming off of like a triple top, whatever you want to call it, 58 to 60 here, before we got that bust to the downside. And I think that's what's going to happen sometimes when you have an earnings report that doesn't necessarily blow it out of the water and people have it baked in. I'm looking to see if we get back to this level from not necessarily yesterday's bottom, that 52 and change, but you had a level here as well going the day before, 52.25. If we get back up into that range, I think that's where any kind of recovery in eBay has to be sustained. If it does not manage to trade and hold above that price, it's going to be a short below there for me on eBay, just sort of playing with the theme. I mean, the market is starting to roll. We got a bit of a bump on the GDP numbers and the unemployment, but it looks like we're starting to roll back towards negative territory. And I think eBay below that 52.25 to 50 mark, I think is going to be an interesting short.
Yeah, eBay, I'm going to give it a big fail. I don't have any interest in this stock. 71,000 shares. You're down 4.5%. You want to break 50, go short. But, I mean, look at this movement. There's absolutely nothing here. It did get up to 56 for some reason on that report yesterday. But now we're coming back down after everybody reads it. I would say you just short it through 50. But for me, you will not see a trade from eBay for me today.
All right, guys, let's go to the automakers. Ford reporting aftermarket yesterday. Better than expected results for Ford. EPS of 65 cents, revenue 34.7 billion. They also benefited from kind of positive momentum from the CEO change. They also had higher pickup truck sales, which is obviously their best-selling division throughout the entire range of autos that they make. But yeah, it was interesting to see people still buying trucks even with the pandemic.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the whole reason why actually back down at around, it was about 650 there or so, that I put the buy on Ford for all of you guys out there, and I hope you did it with me. Let's check out the daily chart here. This is what we're talking about. It was well down here. We were breaking the 50 period, and we went long on Ford. So good report for us. You're up another 4 or 5% here. So our picks have been actually going really well lately, and Ford is just another one. Look, more F-150s. That's obvious. Ford has the best truck out there. I was telling you guys before when I saw the Carvana report, and they said that Ford is holding the price value of their used vehicles the most. I thought that was probably something there as well. So Ford to the upside here. I don't think we take out 830 at all today, but we could. You're already up a lot, and I don't want to talk my own book because we own the shares, but I do like it. And obviously, if we break through 810, I like it even more. So I think we'll go 810 long here on Ford and just use 8. I mean, look, VWAP is right here at 8. Is there any size at 8? It's not going to matter right now. A little bit of size there right now. We'll see what happens on the imbalance locator. We've already called that up once. Let's do it again. Ford is right here as a big buy. So hopefully the market is with us. Everybody long Ford. Let's just keep that train going. It's a bull market in autos, man. Nobody wants to take public transportation anymore. No one even wants to ride share. And everybody's moving out of the city, right? When you move out of the city, you need more cars. So yeah, that's the bull case on that, and I believe in it. So we're going to go long through 810, guys.
Yeah, 812 to 814. It's a little bit nitpicky. That's what I was looking at on Ford. I just want to quickly jump over to this UUU. And for those of you that are following, it is on the watch list a little bit lower. It is Universal Security Instruments. I know there's another 4 U's that you could get it mixed up with. But just watch out. It did double top here at this 490 range and starting to come back off. I had a short that I lost on, reversed into a quick scalp long. But it's this $5 level. If it breaks it off the open, this one could get crazy. It's already done 6 times its float. Well, yeah, 6 times the float, and it was like a 4 million market cap. It was ridiculously small, guys. So obviously, we're going to be watching this one. It has a chance at a big parabolic move through $5 if it wants to go. And I don't like it short until it either fails hard or gives you like a $4 breakdown below this price, technically like 410.
All right, next one, guys. Etsy, a bit of a mixed report for Etsy, trading in a tight range. I mean, we had a little move up, a little move down in the aftermarket yesterday. We're opening down this morning, but in the middle of that range that I was talking about. They beat on per share basis by about 10 cents. Only it's a beat, though. 450 million in revenue, just topping expectations as well. It's worth a note, though, multiple, I mean 4 or 5 different analysts with positive either upgrades or price target increases on Etsy this morning.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get something that rolls like $8 up and then 10, and then it ends up like $10 down, then comes back into the middle and is basically flat after earnings on no volume, that's going to be a trade that I'm not going to be too interested in Etsy. If it makes a solid opening range and wants to give you some kind of a breakout from some of the yesterday's prices, maybe I'd have a look at it. So you'd be talking about like 141 or something like that. It's very, very light volume. I anticipate there might be a better shot at something in eBay than Etsy. Could be wrong about that, but not usually a typically exciting trade for a day trade here. And you can see after crazy action in the aftermarket, just nothing happening pre-market.
Yeah, I only like to trade stocks that have movements. That's why I do that little yawn thing there. And look, Etsy does nothing too exciting. It's already made the moves to the top, and now you're kind of just hovering around here. I would have loved to see it test 130 today, but look, I love the platform. It means a lot to a lot of people, a lot of small businesses out there stay at home and whatnot. So it's been great for the economy, but it's a boring report. It's only down 1%. I mean, it could be up 1%, doesn't matter. 62,000 shares. I'm passing hard on Etsy today, guys.
Shopify, the next one, guys, reported better than expected results as well. The big number was the merchant solution revenue growth that increased 132% for the Canadian company, driven primarily by growth in gross merchant volume. So, yeah, dual listed. Trade it here in Toronto. You can trade it in New York, but Shopify here, guys, up about 3%.
Yeah, the only real tech company in Canada now, I guess. There's a few other ones, of course, but Shopify, the big boy here, everyone loves them, everyone knows about them. And again, we just talked about Etsy and Pinterest being big for stay at home and big for small businesses, and none bigger than Mr. Shopify right here on Front Street. Shopify used to be in the not Distillery District, down there in Dufferin and King there. Okay, 11,000, 1,100, big time name here. 1150 is the top. We're only at 1050. The spread right now is $3. Nice little bounce off of 1,000. That would have been pretty sweet if it comes down there again. You can get that right at the 50 period. This isn't one that you got to put in your portfolio and keep it there for a very long time because Shopify is a monster. I don't even own this one. I'm trying to get into it, and I missed it. That's why I know about that $1,000 drop there. You could break to the downside here, 1052. It's bounced a couple times. That could be something you see in the last couple days. Nice little bottoms down here at 1020, but a big report, and it looks like nothing but upside. You got to give this one at least to the open. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. I don't think we saw anything here on the imbalance locator. No, I don't see it here. So yeah, I'm going to stay away. It's like tons of volume, man. Like we were looking at eBay and stuff with 70,000 shares, and that's a $40, $50 stock. This has 130,000 for over $1,000. So I like Shopify. I think you got to look at this price right here. It's about to break. That's about 1060. So that could be a good level. VWAP at 1062, but I don't know. I'm going to wait for this one. Let it break out or do something, and then we'll look at it about 1045-ish. I don't know, hopefully.
940. Well, I was thinking like
945.
Exactly. I knew that's what you meant there. So I'm looking at like 1040 to 1045. I think with this name in particular, you see a level like 1050. You give it a little bit of extra room because it's a $1,000 stock. We're not talking $10.50 here. So I think that's why I look at some of those levels for that pullback to like 40, 45. And then I'm watching high side 1088, 1090. Certainly looks like an interesting top. Both obviously off yesterday's action, and then you can go a little bit back earlier to the middle of the month to have a bit of resistance to that 1088 level. So Shopify is going to be on the radar. Of course, it can trade in Toronto. We'll look at it in New York.
Okay, guys, let's go to Microsoft here. I was going to mention Microsoft Citigroup upgrade today. It was trading lower in the pre-market. No, we'll shift down to Facebook, guys. Microsoft, just worth mentioning, Citigroup upgrading the stock this morning was very weak yesterday, as we said, off of earnings, but trading back to the upside. I want to talk about Facebook, though. Facebook up 3%. CEO Mark Zuckerberg testifying in Washington yesterday. The whole story continuing about their influence on the world, essentially, at this point, and their size as a group when it comes to the major social media platforms. So FB reporting aftermarket tonight. That's the main catalyst here for Facebook, guys.
I mean, I can take this one. Facebook, we love Facebook. I've been loving trading this recently. I love what they're doing with Instagram Shops, Facebook Shops. This is a brand new quarter for them. They've introduced these applications in the last 6 months or so. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how, again, it feels like we're always talking about small businesses here, but it feels like, that's going to be a big catalyst, just like Shopify was, Pinterest and Etsy. So I just think that Facebook blows this number out again out of the water, but it doesn't mean that the stock's going to go up. I mean, you've had a big run on Facebook lately. You can see this from the bottom, 250 up to 280 yesterday. That's just in about 2 or 3 weeks. A nice move, breaks through that 50 period on the daily chart. So I love Facebook here, and I'm looking to go long, man, through 278. Look, the thing about this is, you talked about Microsoft, and I'll talk about this quickly. I love this Microsoft break here of 204 if we can get this. It held 204 yesterday in the afternoon. Oops, I'm still on this line a couple times, so I do like, here it is here. This was yesterday's trade, 204 the bottom, so I like that break better. But Facebook, though, same kind of thing. If you're going to go to the high side, come on. Yeah, there we go, last chart. If you're going to go to the high side, you still have 278. Yesterday, that was sort of the bottom too. So, before making the big move down, but before we tanked, 278 was right there. So I like 278 on Facebook or 204 on Microsoft. Pick your poison, but if the market's going to go up, I like both of those. And on Facebook earnings, man, I think it's going to be monstrous. I got to go fix this cable behind me here, so.
Yeah, get that, definitely get that fixed. I want to go quickly here over to a name that we had yesterday. This was a good name on our watch list, MGen. It was a retracement trade, made a double top. Similar to what UUU is doing right now, but this one failed to break it at the open, just slid right back down. We're shorting off a 125, 130 area. You can see it all went all the way to target down at 85 cents. it did recover, but we're now gapping back down in front of that same sort of teen price that I had in the pre-market yesterday, and then that 125 level. So we can work off of both of those. It started to roll over here at $1, running into resistance at $1 even. I think the same targets to the downside remain. Anticipate maybe it can catch a bit of a bounce at 80 cents, but already short in the money at a 107 level on MGen. Day 2 plays, something we talked about in our educational segment yesterday, coming into play here today, Brennan.
Twitter, the other one set to benefit, it would appear anyways, from Pinterest. Solid report this morning. Big move up aftermarket for Twitter. We're seeing a little bit of a continuation move today. Another one, guys, set to report aftermarket tonight. So looking a little bit relatively strong here. Yeah, 6.25% now for Twitter.
Yes, and the number to watch is 52.
Back.
52, it's almost to the penny. I mean, like 51.99 technically is going to be the pre-market high of the day, but already tested it a couple of times here. So, Pinterest is going to be a little bit of a different story in terms of how it trades, given both liquidity and short interest, but Twitter definitely more structured, and I would expect if there's follow through in Pinterest, you might see a little bit in Twitter. The difference, of course, being Twitter reporting after market, so it wouldn't shock me certainly to see some sideways action at lunchtime on Twitter, to say the least, whereas I think Pinterest might hold up in terms of volatility. But I'm watching for 52 to the upside on Twitter.
I read the story, and I can't remember why it was that Twitter is going after market. They're normally pre-market. There was a reason why. I'll find out why and get back to you. But normally Twitter is pre-market, so very surprised to see them going after market. Look, Twitter's been a monster. It's in my portfolio, and it's going to stay there for a while. But up 6% ahead of earnings. If you're in this name, you may want to take a little bit of profit. Although, look, if you follow what's been happening in social media, it would be sort of silly to get out of this thing. But a nice little 6% move here. I don't think there's anything wrong if you've been long Twitter over the last couple weeks. Congratulations, man. I mean, this is why I use this 50 period. I hope from education and from everything that you guys can see this. I'm a very long-term investor as well as short-term, but anything like this on a stock that you like, you got to pick it up. So Twitter was down to $40, and look at this run it's had. This is, of course, the Snapchat earnings. Like we said, no surprise there, helps lift it up. So I think you can trade back down to 46 on bad earnings today. So that's why I think just on this run up here, it's about 15% or more in about 5 or 6 days. So, and then plus today, including today, sorry. So yeah, I like Twitter to the high side, but very, very difficult to trade this one. I see a lot of you guys asking for the imbalance locator. I'll show it one more time, and then I'll show it again at the end. Here's Twitter, 200,000 shares. We love Ford on this show. I hope you guys are along with me on that 650. Other than that, nothing else that we've really talked about that's on the board here yet today. So, oh yeah, Pinterest, 500,000. That was another one that you guys are looking for. So Pinterest a buy, Neo a buy, Ford a buy, and Twitter a buy. So all the big ones are buys today, guys.
All right, guys. The deal making, or potential deal making, I should say, in the semiconductor group continuing. IPHI, Enphy Corporation, Wall Street Journal reporting that Marvell Technology is looking to snap up IPHI. Deal could be worth as much as $10 billion. That's a big number. If you are watching this one this morning, that's the reason for this 24% move. Nothing has been completed yet. They're only in discussions. That's the key here.
Yeah, definitely in discussion. It's not nearly as big, of course, NVIDIA making a bigger purchase, and of course we know AMD as well making a bigger purchase of Xilinx. But Marvell, this is an acquiring company, and nothing is confirmed yet, but they're down 8% here. And I think usually, even on a confirmed deal, I'm looking to pick something up if I can find some consolidation. Anytime you get a stock deal or a mostly stock deal, you tend to see a bit of a sell-off, and you can find some opportunities to buy here. And I think just looking at the daily chart, you can already see it's running into like a $36 area and trying to hold that. Usually, I like to see it dip further after the open, but this could be the place to jump in. The fact that it's not confirmed does mean there is the possibility that it could shift. I think it was like 60% was going to be stock, and if that ended up being 100%, of course, that could have some negative effect on Marvell's price, stock price. So I would wait ears to the ground before digging into this one on a dip buy, but that is my first look on Marvell. I'm not really going to look to trade too heavily in FI, but just because the acquiring company is going to end up following this in a stock deal, so you might as well trade the acquirer.
I just want to bring up right here Palantir. We crushed it yesterday. We're going to look to do the same thing today. We got crushed early on these moves downside, but then we were able to pick some up huge down here at 10:30, then again at 10:17. So we're going to watch it. I'm going to take it off the open again. Palantir, if we break 1090, that's where we're at right now. I'm looking at 1095, which is kind of this top. The ultimate high, of course, was 98. I think we break 11 today on Palantir, so I'm going to be going long on this one. I've been picking some up throughout the last couple weeks. So my last buy was at 968, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, and yesterday, Rob will tell you this. We did pick up some AMD. This Rob on our production team here. We did pick up some AMD. I think he has a better price than I do. What was your price again, Rob? Do you remember what you got? 41s, okay, so we're in the money a little bit right now, up to 76.70 here. I still think AMD can go. I want to talk about this level, upside on AMD, 77.31 could go. So I put some of this in my long-term portfolio, and I also put in, let's hit a slap shot, I guess. We also put in some DraftKings yesterday. Like my charts, like, come on, DraftKings, let's load. There it is. You can see a nice little bottom here, 37. I think I'm in at 39-ish, so we're right back to flat. We got in midday here before it broke down, so I also adding to my DraftKings position yesterday. So those of you that want to get some longer term plays, it's DraftKings for me. It's Ford we're already in. It's Palantir we're in. And we put some AMD on. I mean, I'm in everything, but those are some recent buys there, Brendan.
All right, guys, a few minutes to go here. Let's have a look at the overall market. We'll bring in Arun and see what levels we need to be aware of as far as the futures are concerned. We came back to basically break even here, Arun, and are trying to bounce a little bit. But positive numbers out this morning. Still not much momentum back to the upside yet.
No, definitely not yet. I'm looking at 32.90 as a level. I am kind of leaning on the short side, but at the same time, I'm not confident with this trade at all. So I would like to be on the short side. 32.90 as a level. I think in this 60 area, you have a shot at it. But at the same time, there's a lot happening around the open. I believe the ECB is going to start making some comments in about 5 minutes or so when they come out to explain their decision on their interest rate. So that could be a moving factor on top of everything else that's going to be happening on the market. So 32.90 is the level I'm looking at. I do like the potential short, but at the same time, I'm not confident with it. So I'm just going to be keeping a really close eye on it to see what I can do at the open. If I start to see some sell side action coming in, I think I'll go ahead and jump into the short side. If it starts to rally up, then I think I'm just going to let that one go. But 32.90 is the only level I'm looking at. And above that, we're going back to yesterday's only level I had, which was 33.45, which is really far away. So there's a lot of space to move around. 32.90 is the level I'm looking at there, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun tomorrow morning. Let's have a look at APOP, another one, guys, back on the watch list. This thing, this is a daily chart. This thing pops up every once in a while on news and rumors and then fades right back down again. Another one, they're teaming up with another therapeutics company to develop or further develop some of the treatments they are working on. So a couple things to be aware of here. 230 is this level on the daily chart, pretty obvious level, up to 240. Definite resistance. We're obviously off of those levels already, but 170 down here is where we were trading yesterday. Barely trades on a normal day, but big time volume for APOP, guys.
APOP.
Absolutely. And another one that's actually on our list here is ITP. This trades over in the Amex, IT Tech Packaging. This is a Chinese firm here. It's a micro cap. What I like about this for Traceman trade is sometimes I'll favor the breakdown. And so you had a consolidation basically between $1.10 and right here like $1.25. That's an obvious top. You go to the daily chart just to see the last few times it spiked up here, and a 140 level that came into play and has already failed lower than that. So this 125, I like the short off it. I also like the breakdown, which I caught here on the south side of 110 at 107. So it basically held after trying to hold at 110. It broke down and now is held at top side. It didn't trade down to 90 cents, but yesterday's close, that's always a reasonable target. I like to start taking profit on the south side of $1 here, but I will sit on $1 even. Just under $1 even, just a trail profit all the way in on ITP.
Okay, we hit the alarm there. We have Microsoft just popped in here. So we are long now at 204.05. Small position, like Neil and I keep talking about. We don't hammer anything in the pre-market. Too volatile off the open. Like the last thing I want to have is, X amount of shares up top, and then we flush back, and then we rip up, right? So we're going to hold this small bit until 202.50. I know it's a $1.50 hit, but like I said, this is not a large position, so we'll hold this to see if it goes all the way back down, and then we'll just watch it as it's going. It's like right now you can get out at 25 for a 20-cent run on that one, but I'd love for this to come down a little bit, and then we'll break through 204 again. Facebook, NEO, I got an order in on that one as well, 28.70. We could break that like right now. That could happen as well. Pinterest, Facebook, Palantir, and Ford all ready to go and rock. So Facebook is 278, I believe. We went over that as well. So only 10 seconds left, Neil. Let's not forget to hit that. There we go.
Not going to happen this time.
It's early this time, so we're good to go here. As there's only 8 seconds now, let's get ready to rumble, guys. Lots on board here today.
Let's ring that bell. There we go. North Carolina Blues, Larry's got on today. I'd prefer Duke to them, but either way, watch out for this UUU immediately taking a run at the top here. That's that $5 level we talked about. If it breaks through, I think it's going to be an interesting play for potential breakout. If it rolls over, I would jump into a quick short with that 5 out top. And obviously, it's 492 is a high, but I like that round number, the 5 even.
Okay, we are long Ford now off of the open. It actually went through up all the way up to 818 there and comes back down and hits us there at 11. So we are long at 811. That's fine. That's the price that we liked. So Ford long 811, Softy long. Pinterest just took out the top. So we're also long Pinterest. But did Pinterest even open yet? Yes, it did. So here we go, guys. 65.75 on Pinterest. We got the high print there. It doesn't want to go. Let's get out of a little bit and let's see if it wants to roll higher.
And we talked about day 2 plays. We'll go yeehaw action for our good friend over here, MGen, MGEN, back to penny stock status. Talked about this here, took some out at $1, took some out at 98 cents, and we're short here at $1.07. So we'll get that quick 10% return and see if we can run that towards an 80-cent target. APOP also continues to roll over, so we can do some backflips over this name. Brennan just talked about it. Just got down to $1.85, 170 yesterday's close. I'd be all flat if it ever got to that price. Short 215 here. UUU, I did just try to get some shares to the short side while all that was happening. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get some here at 470, but it did make it a double top at 5 even. Still like the break at 5 if it gets there.
And guys, it's already chicken dinner winter time. Check out Ford. Ford up to 822 right now. We're long at 811 right here, guys. So a nice little trade to go here on Ford. We just took some out at 21.20, sorry there, or 21's one of those prices. But now we're at 22, so we're still ripping the high side. 24, guys, here on Ford. Big win here on Ford. Big loser, though, on Pinterest. It's going to break down. Okay, well, we'll see. It's going to break down through. I mean, we're down $1 on this one. It should break through 63.50 there, and we'll get out. But here we go. Right back to the high side. Let's get out some here on Pinterest as it's making that move back upside. Yes, sir. It's coming back from the dead. We did pick up some Pinterest on the downside. Here we go, Pinterest. Here we go. Let's see if we can't break through 66 now. It tested 66 there. We have an order now at 66. So a nice little backside move here for Pinterest. It does try to break it there and bounces off that 66 level. So let's see if it gives it one more shot. Wow, that came back from the dead, guys.
Yeah, 66.50. I mean, it's about to take that top off, and that was the breakout price I was looking for. I mean, I don't know if I wasn't watching, but did that wick actually happen down there? Was that actually true? Did it trade 61?
Didn't go that far.
Okay, that's information you got to know. I wasn't watching that particular level too, so I want to be sure it didn't actually trade down there. But I took the break at 66.50 to see if this one can run, and I'd only give it back to that other low that you were talking about, 65.50. If it cannot hold that price level, I'll jump out of it. We think it could be squeezed to the upside, but Pinterest starting to come right back in.
Man, everything's ripping and roaring right now, guys. Bang it on NEO. We go long on this one. Let's see if it has a 29 peg on it, guys. Microsoft is a 30-cent winner right now. Still moving high side, man. We're long at 204 here. We're long Ford 11 cents in the money. Microsoft 20 pennies in the money. NEO 15 pennies in the money. Pinterest 75 cents in the money. Palantir 7 cents in the money. Let's go! Brendan.
IPHI, guys, big move downside initially here. Volume spike coming in at the open there from 136 down to 130. Initial sellers on IPHI.
Sellers on ITP, we talked about this one as well. It's headed back to penny stock status. In and out of a break in Pinterest. It's a break. It wasn't a dip buy, guys, so only give it $1 and then see it run all the way back. I'm going to be watching Marvel instead of IPHI here just because I like the acquiring company. but it also made a bit of a dip, and this is what I was looking for. I wanted a dip buy in this, but because it's not a firm deal, I wanted to start consolidating.
Oh, we
it's
are
now below that
monstrous,
35, guys. This is that level that we talked about here, 36, but you go back a little further, you go to that 32.50 to 35 area. This could be a turning point as well in Marvel.
Guys, we are just absolutely monstrous right now. Everything ripping. Look at Palantir, down like 95s, 02s, out 08s, huge. Neo, bang. Look at Neo, guys, 28.80, 28.70 we're long at. It's at 29.12 now. Things just ripping high side right now. What a great day. Microsoft, 75 cents in the money. Get me out of this one, Microsoft. We are going nuts here. Big time wins everywhere. Oh yeah, by the way, Pinterest now, $1.50, $1.70 now in the money on Pinterest. Let's get some out. Man, what a big day. We're done. We've hit our goal minutes ago, but we're just going to keep on trading. It's a hot dog kind of day for you. Hope you like this. This is what we do, guys. Big wins everywhere. What's up, Brandon?
Strength from Tupperware 2 days in a row here. Again, 10% to the upside above that high from yesterday, which was 30.25. 52-week highs, guys, for Tupperware.
Guys, we flipped this around. What is Neo doing? We don't even have that on our board, guys. But it is a monster. We slay dragons today. Look at the board. Look at those longs. Look at the prices. Let's go, Neo. What a great day.
I mean, I got the shorts on and they're just sort of falling. So it's one of those things where the market's flat, there's stocks moving. We just got to understand some of these retracement plays are not going to be the same. They're not going to scream to the upside with the high risers. They're just going to do what we're doing right here in ITP.
Microsoft, $1.
Already got that 10% move on, but let's watch for some target areas. We talked about 90 cents down here. That's what I'm looking for my next out. I always try to get out in those little bunches. I am still holding 2/3 of this position to the short side. This is the one that felt the most confident because it's such a hard and defined level. UUU, which I said was relatively strong. I'm digging into a long trade in this one. This is the one that I wanted to play along as opposed to the others. But if it breaks that 450 like it just did there, that was going to be the shot. I had to short and lost in the pre-market. I tried to break long. It does look like it's going to break to the downside. So that long doesn't work. But all the shorts are in the money as usual for me.
Let's go, guys. What a monster day here. Just keeps on cashing in for us, man. Palantir, though, does come back to the downside. So let's get out a little bit of that. We don't need this to ruin our day here. We just keep on going, man. Pinterest. Oh, yeah, by the way, we tweeted this out on Neo there. We'll cancel that. Get rid of this. But look at Pinterest, guys. Still making new highs. Oh, yeah, we're long, 64.25. We're long here, 65 and change. It's at 67.40 to the upside right now on this name. So everything moving for us, man. Neo, 44 cents. Brendan, was there any news? Like, Neo was not on our list, I don't think, but it just made a 7% move straight to the high side there. Microsoft goes in the money $1, but now you're seeing the NASDAQ come back out. So we've already took some profit on that one. Wow, what a day, guys. I haven't even had a sip of the coffee yet. This has been a monster morning. I hope all of you are hitting this with us, man. Congratulations.
I wasn't sure, Brendan, if we get any news on NIO. I didn't see anything either, so I'm a little bit curious to see if there's anything. There did get that Marvel on the bounce off 35.61 first position. Of course, they're inquiring IPHI. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, no headlines, guys, for NIO. That space, though, a little bit strong and moving back to the upside as a group today. So NIO definitely leading. Here's another Chinese name, JD.com, just popping up on a volume scanner here, 3.5% straight upside at 83 for JD.
I'm just going to letting these run.
I wanted to make sure you guys knew what we're doing over here when it comes to the acquiring companies. I know IPHI, everyone's going to be watching it because they're up 10%, but when it's a stock deal, you tend to see some pressure on the company that is doing, that's essentially spending capital here and diluting themselves in the face of a deal. I was looking for a bounce off 35. It's 35.30. I catch it on the way back up. Yeah, I'm usually going to buy when it breaks 35.50. That's how I'm going to do it. I get 61s, scalp it into 36 here, so we get a nice sort of, it's not that it's an easy win, but it's more a pattern that I've seen time and time again for deals. I'm just looking for that first opportunity to do that little dip buy. I'll hold the last of it through 36, see if we can't test back up to this 36.50 area. This is not one where you're going to get, like $2 or $3. I'll be very, very happy you get 30 to 50 cents, and the last of it we might get 80 to $1.
All right, we're just going to get out some, there it is. We just get out a little bit more Pinterest right there and get that out. Yeah, so it's been a big day. I don't know if you can tell that, but we'll just now get out and relax and get out of all of our positions. We're basically flat on everything now. Neo comes all the way back down, man. And that's why we ask for that news, right? Because if there's nothing there, you got to get out of all of your positions, and that's exactly what we do. So congratulations to everybody having a banger kind of a day, man. It's 9:40, and we're already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 and all big ones. What up, B? Pete?
Overstock.com, 111% increase, guys, in sales in their earnings report. So OSTK also reporting better than expected results, 10.5% here, although we are moving downside. Broke that 80 support from the pre-market at the open there.
90. All right, I'm just giving Palantir back to about 1087 or so on that play. So that's Palantir. It looks like it wants to break this 90. We did hit it hard to the upside. This has been our least profitable stock because it does come back down, and we were able to get some out right here at VWAP. So I'm still holding out to hope for this 11 and change side, high side up there. So if that goes, great on us. But other than that, Microsoft comes right back down. We'll watch. This is a very light position. We should have took it all off, but look at the NASDAQ now, puking back to the downside. So hide your shorts or put some shorts on. Hide your longs right now. What up, B?
NEO going, Li Auto also going 5% here for Li Auto. So I mentioned it's a group thing here, it looks to be anyways. Above that pre-market high, 1930 up to 1965. 5% for Li, guys.
Right. I almost heard you say it's a groove thing. I like that song. MRVL, like I said, I'll take the rest of it out. I targeted about 80 cents or so. We're just going to see if we can get about that. It's starting to roll over just a little bit. I wanted to dip by 35. It didn't give you exactly that price. It gave me 35.50. But as it starts to roll back over, I'm just going to lock in the 65 cents profit. I thought maybe we could get a little bit higher than that, but the plan was just to take advantage of selling at the open and find a nice little bounce play in MRVL as opposed to IPHI, which I'm sure you could have played as well. I wasn't even watching it. I just like the acquirer better in the price action there. ITP, this is going to be another one that we'll be able to line up and knock out. I love it when these things go to plan, and 95 cents we took some out. The next leg down and bounced off 90 cents. Then I start getting some more shares out on this one. An easier retracement, just simple how the structure was. Double top 125, then breaks at 110 level, makes a consolidation point, which you're able to short into that pop, and then it starts rolling over right at the morning open. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that in terms of a structure of a trade. If it gets to 80 cents, I'll be all flat. That's yesterday's close price.
Microsoft right here looking to break, man. 203.50 is a breaking level here on Softy. We're still long right here, so everything is all good on that front. But we did take out already 75 cents on the first bit, and then now this is coming through. So I may just get out of this right now and reinvestigate Microsoft on a lower side here with the futures fading through. What's up, Brendan?
Another one that was very sleepy in the pre-market. You can see Pinduoduo here did absolutely nothing pre-market and then straight higher. Another Chinese name just popping up here, 91 to 95.5 for PDD.
I'm only going to bring it up because we haven't mentioned it yet, but of course there was the IPO yesterday route. It didn't open until after the show. It was a great long off the open 26. I know Sean had it. I was in the can when that thing opened up, unfortunately for me. But today I'm going to be watching some key levels. All you have is yesterday's action to watch. So eyeballing 27.55. I don't think it's going to get down here, but you always look at this little bottom. And if it ever gives you 26.30 to 26.50, I think seems like an obvious long to be defending. It's already made a bit of a fail break at 28, so I'm going to throw that out the window, at least in the short term. But definitely going to be worth a watch. The volume's not there yet, but I think we can definitely play those levels, especially if it gives you that 26.50 buy sometime in the next few days or weeks.
So our Facebook doesn't hit. Ford comes all the way back down, so it just ripped a 15 there, and we got a little bit more out. So we're almost out of everything, just to give you guys some clarification. NEO rips all the way to the high side now. We have 5% left. So I'll probably just dump this stock, as you can see, starting to head back to the downside here. I'm going to give Microsoft right to here, 203.75. It's bounced off there a little bit, so we'll get out if this market does continue to come to the downside here, like I'm kind of expecting it to. We do have big, huge earnings tonight, as we keep on saying. So, but look at this, guys. This is definitely the trade of the day. There's no other way to say this. Pinterest right now, guys, $4 in the money right now on Pinterest. So, we have this one, 64.25. We take that blow off the top early. We average in back down here. We gave the out to 63.50. That doesn't happen. And then now you're upside here, $4.10 right now on Pinterest. The money just keeps flying in on this side, guys. Brendan.
Some of the clean energy names just popping up here, guys. Just saw this Polar Power, POLA, if you remember way back when we were trading this, when the group kind of went crazy, but all the way up to 320 there at the open for POLA, guys.
Hola.
I do remember that one. And reloaded over in MGEM. We talked about a day two play over here. It just rolled over right in front of those teens. That's exactly where we had it in yesterday's action. I'm trying to get some more shares down below that new temp high. Of course, we did take some profit when it dipped below $1 this time because I think it made a break of 110. If it gets back down to $1, I would definitely be a buyer. Well, to cover my shares anyways, in front of $1 even, guys. Going to go back quickly over to Marvel. It is trying to continue that move to the upside. I would consider here only shorting this thing if it got like closer to that 37.50 or 38, those pre-market tops. I anticipate that with this not finalized, and of course, it being an expensive price tag for Marvel, a $10 billion price tag, I want to be a seller if it goes too high. But for now, it's longs off 35.
All right, guys, 9 a.m. I'm just tweeting this out here to let you guys know that we gave you, I gave you, like, this is a $4 move here on Pinterest, and I gave you this exact level. So I hope some of you enjoyed that with us. I'm thinking about just taking some off. You break down below here, 67, which it just did. Let's use this level here, 67.50. We break that off, and we'll take the smooth $3.50 on pins. Neo now coming right to the backside, so let's just get out of this one, and we'll drop our last there we go. We drop our last little bit for flat. Beautiful trade here on NEO. My number one stock of the day is NIO. So that's NEO. Well, Pinterest is, but NEO was absolutely hammered. Actually, NEO and Pinterest are almost 1-to-1 here on which one's the best. Ford does come down. Unfortunately, we do go negative on a stock, man. Palantir breaks and breaks hard and goes downside. So in here, up. I love this name. So I'm going to try to get back in, of course. What about a break of 1072? More work to come on that one. We've got to put our Pinterest order in before it breaks. What up, Beep?
Facebook, guys. Another one from the watch list this morning. Facebook early weakness through that pre-market support there, 276 down to 274, which is where it kind of ended in the aftermarket yesterday. Still up 2.5% for FB.
Yeah. Well, if you look at where Ford is right now, it's right at that 812-ish, and it seems like a random price, but this is what I was looking at a couple of sessions ago, was a bit of a top. And the day before that, had some trouble getting through in the pre-market. So this is a bit of an interesting price tag for Ford. I think if it starts heading back above that sort of 812 level, I would jump into a long, but you are seeing it trying to give a little back. If it holds 8 on that move, in this potential move, I should say, to the downside, I'll be looking to play that bounce on Ford. Otherwise, it might just be an 812. I know it's a weird price at an 812 break, but that would be a bust to the upside if I can't catch it on the way down to 8, and then hopefully run that into what is currently the high at 825.
Yeah, we have Ford too as well, 811, and it's not really doing anything for us. We'll have to wait to see if we get it. We just take some more out at 13 there, now it goes to 15. We've gotten out here before, man. This is where the VWAP is, so Ford a big stock, but always can get bigger. So let's just keep on looking at that. Palantir, I just went long again. Okay, Palantir, I see you. We went long there, 66, rips to 69 and stops. So we'll wait to see it. And then kind of gave you this level that we were going to look at something to go on the backside here. So let's see if we get 69s. I'll look to get out, man, 74, 75 if we can on this one. And here we go again, man. We put the money back into our pocket here on Palantir as it just keeps on coming through. Let's see how high it can go this time. I like this. Through 71, 72. Let's just keep, this day, guys, bang. Hopefully you're enjoying it with us. And if you are, hit that like, hit that subscribe as we continue to crush this market for you every day, guys.
Missed a bit of a pullback here in that APOP. Give you a couple, but I like the one that's going to be actually after the open, which is right at $2. If it gives another shot rolling over here, best profit was 185. I don't think we're seeing 215 again. And if it goes back there, I'm not reloading if it makes that strong of a pullback, or I guess, a push back to the upside here. So I'm looking to see it roll at $2. And if it does, I'll jump in on the south side to continue this trade short, but I'm not adding at my original price. I think that would be too strong of a move up. Brendan, what's up there, buddy?
Another one that reported this morning, Comcast here, faded that initial strength from the pre-market. You can see right back to where we ended yesterday, but trying to bounce here off 42 for Comcast on volume, guys.
Another one that's moving. I don't know if we did mention Nokia. You might have, when Sean brought this one up, brought the balance locator up, you would have seen that as a big time sell. Nokia is down 18% on bad numbers for them. Obviously, this is a bit of a beating up on a name which is already was trending to the downside. I'm just sort of looking to see if it doesn't try to hold this 3 to 3 quarter area to the downside. I'm looking at any retracement that gets me anywhere near like a 350 to be shorting those pops. I don't know that it's going to happen just yet. You had to have that at the open to get 350s. But let's watch out for a bottom break, which is right about that 3-quarter mark in Nokia. Short sell restricted. The volume's fantastic at 26 million shares. So the fact that it's SSR, not likely that big of a deal when liquidity is this good. So waiting for an uptick really isn't much of a problem if you're taking any breakdown.
Okay, guys, we're just I'm hitting keys here, but we're just in the money as we go, man. Palantir, good outs, man. We got some out 76s, 77s, or was it 76 was the highest on that move. So in here, out. And this is how we're trading it, man. I've seen this thing move quite violently, quite often. So Palantir still ready to go on that one. And we still have Pinterest looking to come out at 67.70. If we take out the high again, man, this is a $4 winner right here, Brendan. What's going on?
Yeah, market trying to bounce here as well. Back to the upside. Yum Brands, another one, very sleepy in the pre-market off of earnings, but initial flush here, 97 down to 92.5, kind of bouncing off, daily support. But right at day lows for Yum Brands, KFC, Taco Bell, others. Owner of those restaurants, but earnings not good, obviously, for them, guys.
Oh my God, we do another backflip, guys. Ford, we talked about Ford before as well. Look at this trade, guys. 810, 811. What's up to Randy? I know I think he's long with me at $6, 667 or something like that. But 811, 812. I post this. Look, every single trade today I gave to the viewers at 9 o'clock. We said Ford through 810. That was easy. We got that. Here's a $4 winner on Pinterest. Palantir, we've given money away for free on this one today. It's been a good one. And then Microsoft 204 through was fine, but this was not as big. We did have $1. Should have took it. I actually thought the NASDAQ was going to continue this before this happened. So here's our story on Microsoft. In at 204, out half for 70 cents, or 62 cents, and then out the other one for a loss of 35 cents. So we're still plus money. That's what we're showing you guys at the bottom. There goes Pinterest. Pinterest finally comes out, and the destruction is on that one. Roller coaster for Pinterest. We do get out at, looks like, the worst price, as now it's ripping back to the high side. But Pinterest, a great trade today. Hope you guys had that, man. We're already at our goal, but we are there 3 minutes in today.
30 million now shares on you here, guys. I obviously took a couple of bats here, and the best long I should have had is this break and hold it. But let's look at this 410 level. It was significant in the pre-market. We just bounced several times, to say the least, off of this. If it goes downside, it feels like the flush could be on. This is a super micro cap here. I just made that term up, obviously. The 5 break didn't work, but if it goes again, that's entirely too strong. I still think the squeeze could be on for this name. If it cannot break this 410 to 420 area, I would take one more shot at either the long in front of it and additionally to the breakout. But I'm not shorting this thing unless we're going to be below 413 or we have another failure through the high of the day. I'll get over to the MGen reload in just a second, but I wanted to take you guys back over to Tupperware. You guys know this one from before. It's continuing its push to the upside. However, at some point, this parabolic move is going to think about turning around. 35 is the first look I'll have for Tupperware. I'm not going to fight this one too hard. I mean, obviously, the trend is your friend. So if you want to play a pullback, I think you're looking at like 31s at best. I wouldn't touch it here at 33. I think that might be in the middle of a TSM turning point.
Okay, we're just looking here. And look at this, guys. Palantir just still ripping to the high side. I have an order at 79, which is right here. Maybe a little bit iffy on that price. Here we go. Or is it? We'll wait to see here as we go. We're long at 66. Great trade, made everything back. So now we are officially 5 for 5. We will not be losing on this trade. Now Ford, Microsoft, Neo, Pins, Palantir. And I just mentioned to Brendan about Fastly, because I thought maybe their report was later this evening, but maybe they already did report. Down 6% here today. If I liked Fastly in the 70s, I did not pull the trigger. Believe me, I'll let you guys know when I do. But Fastly right now is getting pretty beat down. Let's see if Brendan has more news. Palantir ripping high side. Look at this, guys. Bang. Nice little 15-cent winner on this one. We just took out some Ford as well at 22. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, after the close yesterday, in fact, for Fastly, you can see big flush in the aftermarket yesterday. We were higher this morning, but as you mentioned, straight to the downside. Higher because we had Raymond James, Stifel, and Craig Hallum all with price target cuts, but Citigroup with an upgrade on Fastly, even with the earnings, guys.
Okay, I do like that stock. So we'll have to look at this. I'm super happy and proud of Ford, guys. I hope you have this one with us. That's been just such a fantastic trade. Palantir is what it is. That's going to be risky, but we continue to crush that. So congratulations to anybody on that with us. We're 5 for 5 today. And we're rocking and rolling. And a lot of these stocks just keep on moving upside. Wish we still had Pinterest. Fastly still looks sick to me, man. Only red candles, 1, 2, 3, 5 upticks here in 23 minutes. Not great. So 18 to 5 right now on the down to upside. So yeah, it needs to get going here. We're going to look at this a little bit longer, and I'll get back to you on it.
Yeah, Twitter's trying to make those runs to that 52. It's one failure. It's a second failure through 52. It basically broke, but I think I showed you a couple of times here. No significant bid once it broke 52. I mean, it just sort of slid up, gap to the upside with a 5-cent spread, and then came right back in. So no real break on Twitter just yet. It does look like it wants to try to take the top off here, and if it does, I'm going to try that long. Brendan, what's up there, buddy?
One from a couple of days ago, even yesterday, we were talking about this SRRK. The initial news, though, 2 days ago, breaking back downside here, 43, bit of a level from yesterday afternoon. In fact, for SRRK, no additional news on this thing. Remember, 2 days in a row, this thing's been trading in all-time high territory. So anything up here is going to be all-time high territory for SRRK, guys.
That had a fantastic run in the afternoon, and I think I know Brendan had a redonkulous short on that puppy yesterday, but I mean, in the afternoon it was just absolutely gangbusters. Here comes a bit of a bump off that 420 level, and 410 to 420, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I'll take one shot to the long side on a break one more time. If it breaks down below this 420, I think it's going to signal a bit of a short, and then I think we test that 360 area. But first things first, it's holding up pretty well. All the shorts I've had in these retracement plays have been good. This is the one I've tried long, and despite the fact that it's holding up, I haven't had any success with it yet. Let's see what happens if it gets to that $5 mark. One more time. I know Tupperware is continuing, or was continuing its move. I said TSN possible turning point. This is why I don't want to touch it to the long side up here. I think maybe if it gets down to 32, we can have a look at it on a bit of a dip buy. I think that's going to be the level. Or if it gets up to that 35 range, I would short it. But in the middle, not touching Tupperware. Great stock. Fantastic yesterday. Great break trade this morning. But no need to chase it 15%.
It's 15% up again, Tupperware?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tupperware was a monster trade for us yesterday. I mean, check this one out, guys. This was probably my best trade yesterday. We talked about that. It was breaking this level right here off the open. It's the exact same trade that we've made on Hog, on Tupperware, and then again today on Pinterest. Stocks come in with monster earnings, and we just ride them. And rewarded definitely on some of these names here. So good trade here on Tupperware. Yeah, wow, 15%. Okay, Neil, that's a good one. Facebook, wow, back from the dead. What happened here? We got to watch. We're back into long now on Facebook. Not sure what's going on here. That's come back from the dead, Facebook. It was down to 274. That's why I ignored this trade. I didn't think we were coming back to the high side. We got to get out of this one. That just blew upside on Facebook right here, guys. And
continuing its a little trend upside is Marvel. I thought we'd get another dip buy here, but it's holding 36. Of course, they're making the acquisition of IPHI. You can check that on our watch list as well. But I'm looking to short it at 37.50 to 38 if it gets there. I'm not going to have resting orders. I want to see what happens if it comes in. Going to dedicate a level 2 to it to make sure that we have it. MGen, which I did talk about on a retracement and a bit of a reload here. We took some more shares, as you can obviously see, at 8s and 9s. Now it's consolidating 05, which is great if it breaks. I'll use that momentum to get some more shares out for that little 10% return, and then hopefully even more than that if it gets down toward that 80-cent mark. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
I mentioned this Moderna, if you joined us at 9 o'clock this morning, trying to bounce here, guys, off of these levels from yesterday afternoon. They updated their current trial for their vaccine coming up. Going to be next month. Actually, the data is going to be ready. They're saying next month, but they're already prepping for distribution of the vaccine, even without approval. Earnings kind of in line with expectations, but higher for mRNA, guys.
Thank you to Valeria for the coffee. And despite all the energy that I've had today, this is only my second. Well, the first one, I didn't even finish it because it was just too cold. It gets cold here fast. Okay, Facebook. So I did dump that one. I didn't, it was a triggered in. It's now 30 cents in the money. But we did not like this trade. It just came way too fast. So we will hold the last 5% of our Facebook trade here. And now it's 35, 36, 37 cents in the money. So we did trigger in here on a 278 break. I said I really love that trade, and I do. It's just like when it comes from 274, and I know it's $4, it's not huge, but when that comes like that and it hits me all of a sudden, I don't like it as much. So here we are. We're 40 cents in the money. So with that being said, I'm going to give it back to 277.50. So right now I understand we could take the 50, 40, 50 cents, but I'm going to give it 50 cents to the backside to see if we can't get a bigger winner. Like, look at this stock, guys. You want a big winner. We're still long Palantir right here. So let's see if we get some more out here at 88, which would be pretty sweet. There it is. Bang on that one, man. It's been a big day today. It's falling money everywhere, and there it is. We're slaying dragons. Look at this stock, guys. Big time playoff, 1065. We did it again on this name. Palantir for the win, guys. Back-to-back day, 3 or 4 days in a row now.
Speaking of recent IPOs, obviously you can't get much more recent than yesterday in Root. Can take a first shot. Admittedly, I said this before. I like it much, much better off of 2650. When you get bottoms like that on the first day, you don't have much better to go by. But there was afternoon resistance. We literally closed at 27 even. So I'll take a shot here long in front of 27 even. I got myself some 10, maybe pick some more shares up. Not a huge amount of size in level 2 to be able to show you guys, but I'm going off of yesterday's price action, and that's why I like this long, just to see if we can get back up towards that 27.50 mark. Of course, we had a rejection of a 28 break, so I would anticipate some resistance through there. I just want to quickly jump back over to one of our names that we talked about here, Twitter. Yeah, obviously I talked about the failed break through 52 and the lack of a bid above. I still would have liked the break. Of course, that failed break comes all the way back to the bottom. However, now that you see it trying to hold this sort of opening range low, let's throw this out here, that first wick at 9:30, and just look at this 50.85. We bounce off of this. Hopefully, I'd like to pick it back up long through 51. So if it can hold this level, great. I'll be looking for a retracement long. If it cannot hold it, that long is out the window. I don't want to catch it. If it's going to flush through this price, which it looks like it is, no way I want to go long through that. It has to hold somewhere in consolidation and give me 51s back to the upside. But that's what I mean about a failed break and why I didn't have it at 52. I've said it maybe 5 or 6 days in a row. You want to see a breakout at 52, and you want to see bidders above, not just the offer going away for 5 pennies. You want bids at 1, 2, and 3, sustaining hopefully through the next 5 pennies. That didn't happen here, and you see the fail break on Twitter.
We're gonna put this up again. Palantir, monster day, guys. Wait for this to happen every day. I'm just gonna be keeping hammering these things back and forth, and we'll re-up our shares to get bigger and badder on that as well. So nice little move upside on this name, guys. Up to 1089 right now. Big moves. If you're watching it, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's been a monster day for us so far, and we'd love to have more likes. We're trying to get to 2,000 every single day. Also subscribe, man. We just crushed 100,000 last week. And then we celebrated with this big bad boy here, the Magnum of the VOVES. So there it is. We keep it on our desk just to remind us about the success. Hopefully soon we get that plaque. But we don't need that. We don't need numbers. We know that you guys are loving the show. And again, once again, thank you so much to everybody for continuing to watch and enjoy the show. All we ask is like, subscribe, and share the program if you can, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's all about here, guys. And we try to educate you guys on a wealth of different strategies, and make sure you're checking out that watch list because we try to go over as many names as we can. We don't always get to them. We try to get them in there because you want to trade what's moving. That's the reality. You don't want to trade what isn't. My biggest embarrassment is Pinterest, the stock that I love, losing on a breakout long. But I like dip buys for a reason because I have better structure for them. For breakouts, I'm going to be in and out if it doesn't immediately go for me. It saves you money in saves you money in Twitter's case. In Pinterest's case, it costs me money. ITP is not going to cost me anything as long as we hold penny stock status here. Reiterate the 80-cent target, but it's now consolidating off a higher low. So I'm going to take more shares out for profit down at 94, 95 if I can, just because I don't want this bouncing back up. I want the flexibility to short more shares if it goes back above $1 here. And to do that, I want to make sure I'm taking some profit off. Root first long above that 207. It's got to hold that price for me to maintain this long. Otherwise, I'm looking for that 26.50 price. And of course, yesterday it opened at 26. Their issue price was 27, so it's not just that it closed at 27. The issue was 27. Lots of reasons why you might think there's some defense of this level, which is exactly what I'm doing. Whoa, 10 o'clock already. Can't believe it. Of course, time flies when you're having fun. We're just about ready for some... There we are. Brennan at the big screen. Let's see what we're missing, guys.
Wow, Neo.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. We are not ready. Guys, gonna have to throw it back to you. We'll set this up and
cheers. I'm getting my refill on the coffee.
Yeah, that's good, guys. Yeah, we look at Neo, man. Embarrassing why we don't still have this. It does come down. We get out of our last 5% for flat, and then it just rips City to the high side there. NIO, wowzers. Okay, Palantir. Didn't even see this one going, guys. We are right here at 1097. Right now, this is another 30-cent win. We just get out there, get hit at 97. So a 31-cent win on Palantir and still making moves to the high side. Do we even take out the high again today? Do we take out, do we take out 30 in NEO. Here goes Palantir, guys. We're long at 1066. Welcome to just another day of spinning profits from this desk over here. But what, you know, we don't have profits unless we got Brendan. So let's throw it back over there to Mr. B.
All right, yeah, we'll try this one more time, guys. We have a positive story once again for North American markets here. NASDAQ leading, as we mentioned in the pre-market there, 1%, 1 full percent for the tech stocks. Once again, Dow 0.26%, the S&P 0.7%. Trying to get even higher than that, but we're struggling for the S&P. The Russell, the only one kind of lagging here. Small caps in negative territory, 0.4% here in Toronto. The TSX 0.6%. Brazil also. Most of South America, these are all South American markets down here, all in negative territory still. Let's shift over here if I can. There we go. Workhorse, one from the watch list, guys. If you haven't already done so, sign up for the watch list. It's absolutely free. We deliver it every single morning to your inbox. Here we go. Workhorse, they announced an offering actually aftermarket yesterday. Popping up a little bit this morning with the rest of the group. Just broke 17 there. Back to the upside for Workhorse. Twitter, another one from the watch list, benefiting, as we said, from the Pinterest report, holding 51. It's been down here twice now, trying to hold 51, that area from aftermarket. One more to show you. Etsy, great opportunity. We were saying in the pre-market, if you joined us, was kind of stuck in this range. Wasn't terribly exciting. Didn't really do much in the pre-market, but look at how easy this trade was from 138 down to 128. A $10 move, guys, for Etsy. Back over to you.
That's a big move. I want to go over to one more. Yeah, Etsy. Wow. We talked about that, and I did a yawn, but that's not a yawn. And Rob, I got to ask Rob again. What was that price on AMD that you and I decided to go long on? Was that 76 what? 76.41. Well, guess what? 78.41 is the high of the day right there. So $2 win there. Congratulations to Rob taking that falling money. And I told him to hold out for 90. So we're not going to be getting out of AMD anytime soon. But who knows? Good little pickup there yesterday. I told you guys that we were going to be buying some AMD after the show. We could have got better prices, but there it is. We're long 76 mids right now, and we rip up to 78. Should have bought call options, but we don't. We just buy the equity. And another one that we bought yesterday, I don't think Rob did this with me, but we did talk about DraftKings. That's up another 2%. We bought that at the close yesterday, so watch out, still going up. And yo, Manny D, you're back in the building. What's up? Payday on pins. You are welcome, my friend. I'll do a backflip with you. There it is, Manny D. Congratulations. If anyone had Pinterest with us today, NEO's my #1 stock, but Pinterest is right behind it today. We are perfect on the day. Look, 64.33 all the way to the high side. Unfortunately, we get out, though, when it looks like it's going to break back down. 67.60. We miss on the extra dollar, but hey, man, can't be perfect all the time.
Gonna have a quick look. We thank all you for all of the super chats that we get. I know that stands out there. We saw a couple. I thank you, Manny, for that. But we got one from Alejandro about EGOV. This company, they report earnings, strong numbers here. But the first look for me is from a day trade standpoint, which is what we do here. It's only done 100,000 in volume, so it's not going to be terribly interesting. Worth noting here, it is breaking out off the 50 period. And I would be very interested to see what happens right where we are right now, this 23.50. Now, that's a level, if we can hold above, I think you're retesting towards those highs. But that was a double top up here at 26. And with a lot of other tech names sort of trying to flush back to the downside or selling off earnings, anticipating a breakthrough there, I think, is a bit optimistic. So if it's a swing, obviously you've already gotten a bit of a break here from that 21. And if it maintains it, you're probably looking at 20 to 25% of a return before you run into what I think will be heavy resistance. But that's just my thoughts there. We love all the support that we get here, guys. EGOV, I wasn't looking at it, but that's simply because the volume is 130,000 after earnings. That's just not going to be a heck of a lot for us to be able to make some trades.
Nope, it is not. And oh, by the way, guys, we gave you that 278 Facebook. All of you wanted to put this up on Twitter. Maybe I'll do this soon. Look at these prices. Palantir, Pinterest, Ford, Microsoft, AMD, 77 AMD. Like, we had all the winners today, and I hope you guys had them with us because, again, you know, it's nice when we win, but it's even better when you guys can join the party with us as well and take some of this profit to the homeland, put it in your pocket, and let's pay some bills, guys. Apparently today is tax day in the United States. Is that what I heard? I saw someone writing that, so definitely we had a late filing opportunity here as well. I filed on time, but we will wait to see here what Facebook wants to do. What's up, Beep?
Blue Apron crushed, guys, after earnings. They reported as well here in the pre-market this morning, 23% to the downside, 52-week lows for APRN. Just had a big volume spike there through $5, guys.
Ford just retested towards that 8.12 level, so I got the dip buy, give it to $8, like we said a little bit earlier. I just want to make sure we got that one. Watch out for that root. It looks like it is making a test. It's bounced a couple of times off of 27, and this isn't the first level that I'd like to have for a bit of a dip buy on this IPO. I'll also take it at 26.50, as I mentioned, but you're seeing it hold rather nicely here. The volume, it's only 500,000, not nearly as much, of course, as it did on its first day. If we hold that level, I'll start getting out all the way up into VWAP at 27.50. You know, those 25, 50s, those quarters, they seem to be key levels. That's why I'll always take profit in front of them if I get that opportunity. So let's go ahead and do that. I am seeing a bit of a bounce here. Well, I should say not a bit of a bounce, but Spirit with a big move to the upside. Airline, it's probably one of the better ones to own if you have to own one. I'm not a huge fan of owning airlines. I think it's an interesting business, to say the least, to own and go long. But this is a level that I think we could run into some problems. 1675, both a bottom a couple of sessions ago, and then in the afternoon it was sort of a hard top in consolidation. So 1675, as I see Spirit move into that price range, it could be worth a retracement at lunchtime.
Okay, and some more super chats there. And yo, Cincy Video Guru, I know you made a play off me yesterday as well. And yeah, you loaded the boat. And this is the big thing here, and this is why the contributions are great. And thank you so much for all the contributions, regardless of how much it is, man. Made my month like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is absolutely fantastic, man. And once again, congratulations. Just the whole idea here is that I'm trying to educate and give you guys, you know, plays that I like and focus on those. And that's why you're going to see basically a perfect sweep today. 5 for 5, 6 for 6, including Facebook, if you still have that one. But I got out of it. I was a little nervous on the Facebook trade, but whatever. 6 for 6 there. Hopefully you guys have some love for us. And like I said, share it, like, even just become a member. We do Q&As once a month. Look at Facebook is just pushing, man. This is the break, man, 278. It just happened way too fast for me. I was way too nervous, but we did have that trade. Small little tick down here for the loss, but we did take 20, 30-cent winners on it, but now it would be $2. So yeah, pie on our face there. Palantir, big trade there at 11 as well. Let's just get out if it breaks back through VWAP and then see if we can't pick it up once again, maybe in the 70s, but I'll make that call, and I'm sure you guys will wait for that as well. Snapchat coming back down. Ford, beautiful trade on Ford today. Everything making money, man. The only problem for me today was that we got rid of NEO way too soon. What a great call this was. NEO still, despite taking a $4 winner on Pinterest, NEO still my #1 stock. So that should let you know what happens when I get into a trade. We actually put on share size, and I get out rapidly here because, again, I don't want to hold it backside, especially early on in the day. But that's just a little bit of explanation. I cannot believe NEO is going nuts here. They're going to have either a big report or some sort of news very, very soon, up 10% here. At the big board, though, with upgrades and downgrades, it's earnings season, so there's a hell of a lot to look at. Take it away, Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, and we're seeing this more and more often where you get earnings maybe on a name yesterday, and then today we get either an upgrade or a downgrade. So we were talking about a few of these yesterday. GE, Bed Bath & Beyond, Pinterest here today, obviously, eBay today as well. But First Solar from earlier this week, also, I think that was also yesterday, FSLR with a downgrade today. GE, though, upgraded today. So we were higher in the pre-market here. It got as high as 775. If you remember yesterday, we had a big move all the way to 875, came all the way back down in the afternoon, though. 750 needs to hold there for GE once again today. FSLR, yeah, yesterday we had earnings, nice positive day, downgraded today, getting the move back down to 89. So we're below that kind of support from midday yesterday on First Solar. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much there, Brendan. Going to go back over to that deal news that we talked about. It's starting to get close to short time in MRVL. And of course, we did the dip buy already. It didn't give me a second shot at 35. If I saw it, I would have taken it, certainly, and given that to you guys. But I'm going to be the seller. It is an expensive deal for Marvel at 10, and it's going to be mostly stock, it does appear. And that's why I think the dilution is an opportunity to sell it. Rolled over at 37. I like 37.50 better, but I'll start this position here in the 75 to 80 range if I can. Think we can get it back to that 36 support. ITP, we're going to be almost done with this one. I always put a target in for some of these retracement shorts. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. It's certainly the approach that's worked for me, which is why I'll continue to do it. The pre-market bottoms here from about 7 o'clock, right down around 86 cents, and 80 cents was where we closed yesterday. So I'm not going to get greedy and look a gift horse in the mouth. If you got the win, just take it, and that's going to be right here. Marvel, first short, just got 36.82, was a good long off 35. Now flipping it, the script, and going the other way.
Yeah, I got to flip the script on some of these plays here today as we go, guys. Yeah, we're just looking to get into a bunch of different names, but again, we're not going to get too super greedy here. We're going to try to put our money in at the best spots we possibly can. So that's what I'm waiting to do here. Palantir still back up to 99s. We still have this one. This was not, I mean, you could have took the VWAP, but I've just seen it. VWAP to me on this stock, I mean, it's not super, I mean, it was important here on that break. We got a little bit of a jumbled up there. Not enough for me. I want to take serious shares, so I'm not just going to keep doing this. I love for Palantir to drop back down. We're already 32 cents in the money here. What's up, Beep?
Spotify is not up. Spotify is down today after an earnings miss. Q3 looks like revenue was the problem. They also guided lower, it looks like, as well. So Spotify in trouble here, down 8.5%. It's been on a bit of a tear if you look at the daily chart, but 8.5%, 250 once again for Spotify, guys.
Yeah, taking it.
Yeah, and from Spotify to Shopify, 1,000 is right here right now. There was a dip, obviously lower than this. You can see right off of the open. It did calm itself. Well, it's trying to calm itself down. I shouldn't say it did, because if it breaks and holds below 1,000, it's probably going to test the lows again. I was looking at that 1040 level. Yeah. Almost no chance to pick this one up on the short side break. Sorry, 1050 when it broke. This was right at 9:30, and the spread on this name is a little bit intense at 9:30 in the morning. If you're looking at over here in New York, and same thing over in Toronto
Shopify's
as well.
coming down.
But $1,000 is certainly going to be a key hold price. If it can do that, I think it'll be an interesting a bounce to the upside potential later on in the day. We're basically flat if you look at the ES, but I mean the NASDAQ is holding up, and you've seen some of the high flyers that are the reason why. Shopify, not one of them, at least temporarily.
Man, if Shopify is coming down, I'm going to be buying some of this one later on today again. So there's another call. I will be buying some Shopify if it gets down to certain prices, and I'll post that up on Twitter as well. And speak of the devil, let's go over to Twitter right now, $51. Big report coming tonight. However, I do think that they'll probably beat, but then they'll probably be down tomorrow. And again, that's just because of the run that they've had. They're up about 15% here in about 5 days. We've already done that math for you. So I think that on the Snapchat, on the Pinterest, on everything like that, that news is baked in here to Twitter earnings. So watch out if you are trading Twitter. And this is what I mean by some high side moves on Twitter. Like, it's already off, man. Like back September 18th, near my birthday, was down to $39, ripped up to 51 and change. So this is already gone, man. So I don't know. I don't like it so much. I'm just looking at this Ford, and once again, I was waiting for it to come back up to here. I have literally like 2% left or something of this trade. So I'm just going to dump this just so you don't see it on the screen anymore. You can see all the profits that we've been had today. It's an absolutely perfect day for us so far. So we're really super happy with everything that's happened. I do have a low bid on Microsoft. We were long 204 off the open, got it out, got that part out there. So this is my lowest winning stock today because this is 70 cents win and that's a 35-cent loss. So it's small in here, 35-cent win. Again, we have direct market access, so don't forget about that. We don't pay to trade. We do pay to remove liquidity sometimes, but we can also get paid to add liquidity. So adding and removing liquidity, Google that up. We do have, if Valeria can drop just a link to our Market Wisdom page or just YouTube Market Wisdom by Trader TV Live, there are some examples there. We're going to do one on fees as well coming up. So there's a lot that's there, but hopefully that'll help you understand direct market access. I think that was one of the last videos we did, direct market access versus retail. So some advantages.
Literally one of the last ones we did. And I think we get that question a lot, and that's why we try to get it to you. It's all about that education. I just want to let you guys know, there's a bit of a bounce play here in MRVL, and I'm shorting it here, but I wanted you guys to see 36.65. I just did have the level 2 up. I know it's bouncing off it now, but a bit of a refresher down at that price range. What I mean by that is sort of like an iceberg order. It hits the bid, you see the shares go away and get filled, and then pops right back up. Either 4 sides or just showing the level cannot break because of a bit of a buyer there. So it's not going to get me out of this. I think this is a short that I want to be holding on to and even adding to for a potential rollover when it's a buyout like this or the acquiring company. But it's going to have to chew through that order. Worthwhile if that level breaks, then maybe you can catch some more short at 60 just to make sure that buying is gone. I might add to it on the way down as opposed to on the way up, which was the original plan. Brendan, what's up, bud?
CCXI, a pharmaceutical company here. They're in the cancer space mainly. Earnings after market yesterday ended up lower because they also released some data for a trial that's currently underway for one of their most anticipated treatments for a specific cancer that wasn't good. So earnings were actually decent, but back down on that data. But it's trying here, back above 48 for the CCXI.
All right, we've been ignoring the Hydration Nation, but you know, we're at the highest spot today. We talked about LFT. I ain't got none. So we are at the highest spot. Loss from top. No loss from tops right now. AMD, man, congratulations to Rob on the production side of things here. Has this nice winner, now 77.85. It has come off the top here of 78.40. So right now back to 77.80. This could be a good, decent spot right now to pick up some AMD. I like the Xiling steel. They diluted their shares. You can see what happened here. So when that happens, I'll pick it up. They had one of the best quarters, I felt anyways, this time around. We love the CEO. We love what they're doing. She brought the stock from $2 to 80. So let's see if we get back to 100 and get that peg going. $94 is the high. We'll see. I think this is sort of where we talked about with Rob yesterday and where sort of the outs have to be 88s, 89s, 90s. We've had some trouble there a couple times. But right now we're playing off this bottom end, 76, the ultimate bottom of 73. I love this as a long-term play. And Palantir, the only other stock we have on, that and Ford, looks like it wants to resist this 11, but there's big size there. So watch out now.
Yeah, and APOP is starting to come back to the upside. Now, we got out at what was the low of the day, at least for now. We're close to it, a couple of pennies off. It's not that bad. But it did give some serious consolidation just above that 2 to 205 mark. I think I'm going to be jumping into a reload if we get back into that same price with a 205 stop out, just so I can have some room to retest it if it gets to 215. I think that's going to be the better play for me here. I want to jump over to what is almost and not quite, not yet, a successful run to the second time running downside on MGen. I did, like I said, take some profit out in front of a buck. That's a psychological level. It is starting to grind back higher. This is one of those, because it's a day 2 play, I do feel pretty confident just using this those teens over and over again. If it breaks higher than that, watch out for a $1.25. UUU seemed like it was going to be, and the volume's huge. It sounds like 50 million shares, but volume tapering off. I'm going to stay away from this. I'm not touching it till we break below this 420. I still have my order to break short if we ever do. Otherwise, let's stay away from this. This is a crazy sideways action where you're either scalping it or you're getting jiggled out. I'm trading too many things at one time to try to scalp trade UUU. If it breaks down, I think the retracement's on down to 350 on this name.
Okay, yeah, I'm still trying to find some more. So we got out of our Ford there, no problem there. You see the damage that we've done on Ford at the bottom. Big trade there. Small cap recap time with B. Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, let's go to small cap world. A little bit of a quiet morning so far in small cap world. There are a few to talk about though. This APOP, we were talking about it right before the open this morning. I mentioned this kind of 230 up to 240 area. This is 230 here. Didn't even come anywhere close to that. So this one was pretty easy this morning, down to 180. Another one. That volume is quickly dying off in, so we're slowing down dramatically here. 180 might be a good spot to get flat. Still have a little piece of that one for APOP. Yeah, this UUU has been a bit of a mess so far. We're just chopping around between $4 and $5. It's a $1 range, but it really hasn't done anything. Just sitting here in this range, still holding this one, but I've been kind of cycling through some shares, trying to improve my average price, get it as high as I possibly can for when it does eventually break down, because we're still up 127%. Just rumors on this, wasn't even factual in any way, shape, or form as far as mergers are concerned. SRK, I want to mention this one, still barely hanging on to small cap status, but Watch what happens when we get back up to 46.50 here. Anywhere close to that might give you an opportunity. There was a little tiny short there, 43 down to 42 early on this morning, but overall volume lower on SRRK this morning as well. Guys, back to you.
Still holding the bottom, at least temporarily here, guys. Just continuing to monitor Shopify. It's just below this 1,000 mark. I'm seeing every now and then it'll break, but I can't seem to yet sustain a bid above 1,000. That's what I mean. The spread will open up, but there's no bidding just yet that sustains above that 1,000 mark. So it's trying to hang on here. The market is starting to come back. You see the NASDAQ coming back here. That's one of the reasons why I want to see if we can't catch this, but there's no need to chase this one. I think you can maybe catch it at a 105, 1,005, scratch that, apologies, 1,005 to the upside, maybe get into VWAP for like $5, $10, easily worth of a move there for you. And you can use 1,000 or 995 as support if you like that kind of a trade. No need to just be in it here. For a swing, I think there's no reason why you wouldn't just take it now if you're holding a bit longer. But for a day trade, I can be patient with it and wait for the move to start to come to the upside, hopefully on Shopify. Spot not really going. Marvel, I'm going to add to this position. Check that, already did add to my Marvel short. I like this one all the way to like a 37.50. I just feel, with the potential that this could end up being even more of a stock deal than it already is. Nothing finalized just yet, but I have to keep my ear to the ground. If for whatever reason there's an update that it's not going to lower the price, but definitely doesn't dilute as much as possible, then I would maybe just jump out of that trade. But my ears to the ground. We got Brendan here, and I have this one up on Twitter just to make sure no news comes in further to this deal.
Okay, that is Marvel. We are out of Ford, as we talked about that. The other name that we're into still, Palantir, and then I'll just review my list to see if there's anything else hot fire that we want to look at here. I mean, AMD, we've already had a quick look at that. The NASDAQ is back with a vengeance today. We can look at DraftKings off that Penn report yesterday. So here we go, DKNG, moving around a little bit, up that 2.5%. Nice little backside trade here if you do like the long, but look how choppy this is today. It doesn't really have much favor for me. It's not great, and I don't even like taking out the top there on this name. I find it's going to be a little bit weak. Pinterest has come all the way back down though to sort of where we got in. So possible looking at a reload here in pins. What's up, B?
Another one from the EV space. A little bit late to the party here, but volume just coming into Solo up 11% now. It was higher in the pre-market as well, but just taking out day highs here for Solo, guys.
I'm going to jump back up to a miss in earnings, which, I mean, obviously there's been a few wins today in terms of earnings, but Nokia was not one of them. Their short sell restricted because they're down 18%, but now consolidating off the low. It's trying to bounce up, and I think because of the SSR, I'm going to try and catch this one at least as it grinds towards this now 335 level. I don't think there's a trouble when it comes to liquidity, guys, but this is a name where you take advantage of our ability, like Sean said, to rest on an offer, maybe get paid to trade, as opposed to thinking that I have to pay down to 30. Why not? It's going to print almost every single price, give you some midpoints, so you can be patient with this one, and I want to try to catch this one on the way back up, as it just seems like it's going to continue to slide to the downside. Nokia getting punished lately. Daily chart speaks for itself. I think there's room to run down to $3 and continue this slaughter.
Okay, so I want to look at Workhorse here. Big move off the bottom here. Workhorse, the horse that never stops. You can see, I mean, down to the downside here. It's been a nasty drop for Workhorse. So if you are looking to pick some up, I think we should have probably done that today on a big market day here. Should have realized that Workhorse might have had a chance to go. And basically, if you just look at yesterday, as soon as it broke this top of 1720, we ripped, right? And so that was a big trade there. I'll mark it down for you. And again, it's just about, educating, because I'm going to miss some of these trades. I'll have most of them, but I will miss some. So here, there we go. There's another one here on Workhorse. So watch out. I like it taking out this top. 5.5% is not that much. It can go a lot more. Those of you that know Workhorse know that. So let's wait to see if it does take off the top. And this is the drop that I'm talking about, from 31 down to 17, almost a haircut in half. Wow. So if we can get back above this little area, I'm going to put a buy on Workhorse, but that's 21.40. So Workhorse still has room to run to the high side here, guys, for sure.
And the reason why I wanted to show you guys in Marvel that little bit of a buyer is If I see a level like this where you get a bit of a consolidation and I see an iceberg order and I'm favoring the short side, then I'm going to go into scalp mode while maintaining a core position. So I'm going to hold my short, but I'm going to get more in front of 37. I'm going to get some out for like 25 to 30 cent wins. And then when it finally breaks, I'm going to use some of that momentum to cover a little bit and maybe even take a few more shares if I can get it right at that 36, 63, 64 price range. So I like Marvel. So to the south side, you can see I have targets. Well, I have some orders already out at 36.40. If it gets to VWAP, I'll take more, but 36, ultimate target downside on this particular short. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Finally, no, 3, not 4, on the NYSE ARC exchange. Breaking downside here. Big volume just came in there. Could not get back above that 465, 470 area for quite some time. So finally, people throwing in the towel here for guys.
And I did not get that break at 420, but obviously you can see how big that slaughter was to the downside. I said I'd wait for it to break 410 and 420. It just did, so the short is going to be on for me back again in this name, but I don't want to chase it by 4. If I can get a pop into like 410, 415, that's my preferred price.
Watch Twitter, looking to take out 52 possibly. That could come through. Let's check out quickly on Facebook. Once again, how high is that? 279.40. Damn it. Missed opportunity on that one, and we were fully admitting that we were long 278 and we dropped it. So yuck. Wish we did not do that, but whatever. Can't take it back. The trade is already done. Okay, there goes Fastly. New position alert. So we'll just say puke here as they've been doing that on their report. Fastly now making moves to the downside. 67.40. We're short. We were waiting for this break. We stopped looking at it. This just triggered. So we do like Fastly to the downside. I was waiting for this bad report. They guided lower before, and now they have hell to pay, maybe. Fastly coming back down to the downside. So where do we get out of this one? I would say hopefully a lot lower, but if we have to, I don't want to hold this all the way back. The futures could get going here. Fastly's a strong name. We already know, well, not a strong name, but it can get going if the market goes. So I'm going to give it to these little wicks here. 68.10 backside on Fastly. We are short 67.40 now, guys.
Yeah, and of course, I just want to jump back over it. I saw someone threw in their spirit. We were talking about this one just a little bit earlier here. Stronger, one of the strongest names in the space, certainly. Approaching 10% to the upside. And we did mention both the 50 period coming up and then some resistance points also. If you go 2 sessions ago, 1750 worth a look. Finally got into some Nokia here. It's just 331. I'll work that one up to about 335. 350 would have been a better level. The break just happened of that buyer in Marvel, so we'll definitely throw some backflips for this name. Bottom pick on it. I like trading these ones in ranges. It's exactly what I would anticipate to happen, so it rolls over at the top. Like I said, I would take some out, but also play the break to add some shares back in. Reason I'll take out is I wanted to add if it bounced to 37, but once it's below that range, jump into it, see if it can continue to flush down to 36. So Marvel, great long before, good short now. Let's watch out to see if I can't add some Nokia here. 50 million shares, lots of liquidity on that. Well, it's a big name, but it's cheap stock.
Okay, guys, just looking through the chat here, seeing what you guys are talking about. Yeah, right now, Solo. That old guy is Sean in 40 years. Which old guy? I don't know who you guys are talking about. But yeah, in 40 years.
The 1,000 likes guy.
Oh, 1,000 likes guy. Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
It's like this random stock photo. Like, I don't know why. It should be like one of us or something. I don't know. It's just. I kind
of like it, but it is a little bit scary there. Yeah, hopefully that's not me in 40 years. Well, hopefully I'm still alive in 40 years. That'd be nice. Okay, we're going into the downside here. Fastly does go to 67.11. I'm waiting for a 67 break clean on that. And if that can happen, then yeah, we're going to go to the downside here on FSLY. Yeah, there it is. I mean, it ticked down yesterday to 65.61 or so. If I can maybe make this a little bit bigger, this is the daily chart here. 66 basically. So 66 kind of holding here. We'll see what Fastly wants to do. We are now though 22 cents in the money on Fastly. So we were giving it about 50 cents to the high side. So if the market keeps falling down, I think we can get a big winner here with FSLY to the downside. I'm waiting for 67 to break, guys. We're short 67.41. If futures go, so does Fastly. What's up, Brendan?
GNPX here, another little pharmaceutical company in the cancer space. There's been a few of them this morning. GNPX up 12%, just took out 350, or on its way to 350, I should say, on a volume scanner. They had some trial data on a cancer treatment that was better than expected. So nice look for GNPX. Valeria is watching what's going on over in Europe this morning. What's up, V?
Hey Brandon, European shares slightly recover and in a mixed territory right now. Royal Dutch Shell is up more than 2% after reporting better than expected third quarter earnings. Back to you.
Yeah, the only one I think in that group that is positive as oil continues to slide. So not a good look for the energy space, but earnings helping some spots, guys.
All right, it's backflip time. Fastly breaking right now, guys. This is 60 cents now in the money. We put our bid in the 70s here. So if Fastly just keeps on tanking downside, we do have a decent winner now. It does stop there at 67. Oh my God, 76. I'm at 71, guys. So if this can come back to the downside there, oh man, we just had 50 cents in the money. Maybe let's put a bid at 80 now and take this. We can hold the rest, but let's make sure we take some profits here. Fastly, nice little move. Here it comes, man. Just print us out, and we get out of half of this one. Fastly, big win.
Yeah, and you had talked about this one, hopefully breaking that 420, happened really rapidly, so my stop order doesn't give it to me. First consolidation is below 4, so that's where I got to take the short. You take it where you can get it, not where you hope to if you like the trade. So I'll start working this one out once we start getting like 10, 15, 25 cent type wins. It's worth noting there was this level pre-market. At right down here at 365, so certainly you got to take some profit in front of it if you're a short-term and an active trader, which is what I'm going to do. But first win here since the not a bloodbath, but certainly my worst stock of the day. I thought I could be bullish on this one, but it couldn't break through the top. Now we're headed southbound. It's looking awfully weak, as Brendan noted, and I was waiting for that 420 break. It finally came. Now we're running to the short side on UUU. Marvel continues to work into the money as well, and still watching to see if I can't get into root if it tests even lower. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Gilead, guys, another one that reported, man, there's so many earnings reports today. GILD was higher in the aftermarket yesterday following the report, but yeah, the daily chart spells the story here. We're back to 58, but having trouble with 58 here for Gilead, down more than a full percent as well, guys.
I hate that stock. I mean, that stock doesn't really make any sense to me ever, Gilead. So, they come up with remdesivir. Oh, great, they saved the world. Down. They're doing random things with some of their other treatments. Down. So we'll wait to see Gilead reports. Down. So here we go. Fastly, guys, a big win already. We already hit the backflips again. We'll just throw down some money for you. We joined the club now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for 8 now on stock. So we're doing it again here. Fastly, we're out of actually 2/3 of our position there at 82. So here it comes. We were waiting at 71. We would have got those, but whatever. I saw the bounce back up and didn't want to not get out of some of that. So now we'll hold a third back to the downside here. It bounced yesterday 65 or so. So we'll see if Fastly wants to do that. There's that big bounce off the open, or no, sorry, that's the close yesterday off the earnings report. Down, then back up, then down again. So let's wait to see. It did bounce a little bit there. But guys, another big, I mean, we only have one position on. We've lined up the pins today on Pinterest as well and knocked everything out of the park completely today. No LFT, everything's perfect. It's a big day. Hot dogs for you, hot dogs for me, hot dogs for you, Valeria, as well. And lots of hot dogs for Brendan. What's up?
I just saw this Disney, guys, having quite the day. 1.5% here straight higher for Disney. Just broke 120 and is holding above 120 again. They actually said pre-market this morning, Disneyland Paris is going to close again as of tonight because of COVID over in Europe. But Disney having quite the day, guys.
Well, Disney's going to be trading up above that 120 mark. I want to go. We talked about NNOX. I don't think we talked about NNOX here. I was looking at this right off of the open on a bit of a flush trade. Now starting to come back. It actually tested back to 29.40 here. It's going to be an interesting one for me, except for the fact that the volume was not nearly what I was anticipating. I do want to, you know what? Sorry, guys. I have to jump back over to Nokia. It is starting to make some move to the upside, so I want to make sure you guys know what the plan is here on Nokia. It is this like 335 consolidation here. I want to be shorting into this and then looking for a break of the bottom, hopefully to continue this little trend to the downside. Plenty of liquidity in Nokia, but it is short sell restricted, so you're not hammering any bids or hammering any breaks. I'm going to favor shorting into any pop here, which is what I'm doing, and volume's fantastic, but just beating up on this name. One of the few names that didn't have at least a beat on earnings. I mean, that's not the only reason I'm going short. I'm going to try to take some more here in the low 30s if I can on Nokia. MGEN, we'll go back to that in just a quick second. That's been in the money all morning long, but front of my mind is Nokia and UUU, which I'm going to shorten a pop into $4 as well.
Yeah, we're going to get some short on Nokia too. I like that one right ahead of this VWAP. So we'll get some short and then try to take it back downside as well. So it's a super boring. I mean, unless you're trading, I guess, multiple tens of thousands of shares. But I mean, look at the size. You definitely have protection there. So this is the advantage of watching sort of the show. We can show you live level 2s. There's lots of size here on the offer. You know what? Actually, this thing may make a move high side. I'm going to cancel my offer here. Don't need to put this risk out. But there is some nice movement happening here. Nokia down 18%. Wowzers on that one. And this is why we get out of some Fastly. Now it's going right. I mean, look at this move. What? I don't know if there was a conference call or something. Fastly makes a big move right back to the upside. Just rips $1.20 there. So we're not out, but rips upside. We got out of 2/3 down here. That's the only position I have on. So we're watching Fastly to see what that move was all about. But maybe we'll short again on that pop up. Let's take a little small position here, guys. Don't know what's happening.
Forward bouncing just a little bit here, you'll see it's the only long I have, but as it gets back towards that high of day, 8.25 we still like. I'll just be trailing out of it on the way to 8.15 or 8.25, and then looking for a break of the top, which has been in play for me all morning long. Just to quickly come back to Marvel, did scalp some out, like I said, add to our position. I like it even more. If it gives me another shot here at 37, I'll definitely be jumping back into some of those shares as it does try to come back in. I just want to go over to UUU. Brennan talked about the break. I did take unfortunately not the break, but the consolidation at 4. Looks like it's going to roll over again, but I'm not taking any further profit till we're lower than about that 380 mark, guys. I'm short here at 390. I would have liked to have it at 420, but this is a short off of that 4 level, not a short on the breakdown. So it's a bit of a different risk parameter here. That's why I have to take the scalp trade because my out is going to be just above that 4 mark. Looks like I'm not going to have to worry about it. It does slide back into the downside. Once the levy broke, the confidence of some of the buyers probably gone. This 365, we talked about it. Got to take profit there. That was a level in the pre-market.
Okay, guys, it's 10:40 right now, and we're just looking to get into some more trades. It's a big week today, but the market right now ain't doing much, is not doing much. You can see we did already make that move to the high side there. Now we just got to find some names to trade because upside down right now this market is. It's not doing anything. We did have a big move yesterday. I don't know what the Dow's up 130 right now. So yeah, we were down 900 points yesterday. We did take this Fastly trade. It goes right in the money for us, 20 cents, by the way, and I didn't take it. I'm still going to give this to 68 and change here, like 68.10, 68.15 or so before we get out. We are short at 67.60. We did reload on this move up here. So if the futures do come back down, we're going to look to get out maybe in the 40s, see if we can't take a quick 30-cent scalp on this last little piece. We do want to hold for more bottom though, so we'll wait on that. We think we might have got a gift horse there on that trade. You know what? I'm going to cancel that 67.40. Maybe we get 67s again to the downside. So we just took a short there at 70 on that pop up. There we go. It was just 50. It's printing in the 50s again, so we could take 20 cents, but we're not going to take 20 cents on this name. Let's see if Fastly gives us a little bit more. 68.10 is our high side loser spot.
Yeah, I mean, Fastly definitely a big-time mover. I just want to quickly jump back over. We talked about Tupperware several times here today. I didn't like it, and I told you why I didn't like it around this sort of price range. You're chasing it. Thought there would be a chop zone here. That's actually continuing to happen. However, a bit of a bottom got put in that we can now sort of observe. 32.60, it also happens to be VWAP. It's tested a couple times, but you have the last failed break at an even $1.34. You have us grinding back to the downside. So I'm going to take my shot at 32.60 to the south side on Tupperware. It's been a fantastic runner. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I just think at some point it might start to come back in, and I was waiting for a level that I could play the turn. It does feel like this is going to be it in Tupperware now that I've seen that bottom at 32.60. So all systems go. If that breaks, I'm going short.
Okay, that's Tupperware. Yeah, Tupperware, we absolutely crushed that yesterday. So we're going to look to see if we can't make some money on that again with Neil trading it. So we'll see. He's going to get in. Well, I just gave you the position there, so hopefully that will hit. I'm still looking at this Fastly. I still have that high side target there. Watching Neo. Oh, what did we just get out of there? Palantir? No, we've already got out of Palantir on that break. Yeah, wow, that broke downside there. 1085. That was that. I didn't even notice that. It was a small position, but that's a 60. That's a 21-cent win there on Palantir the last little bit. But now we're trying to break back high side here. This is not a horrible opportunity. This is kind of very similar, not very, but similar to this break. We did have a move back down, and then some consolidation, and now a break. I've missed it, but that would have been a 91. I don't like this break because it's running at 11, so I think if we get 11.10, high side is the only stock, the only trade that I'm going to have here on Palantir. So we'll wait on that one. Just waiting for Fastly to make a move, guys. But at the big screen, hey, yo, what's up, guys? Coffee, you can see. That's about now. It's too cold. I don't drink that anymore. Floss it, live it. Trader TV Live. Also some nice paintings. But right now, it's Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, interesting board once again. Let's have a look at the overall S&P 500. You can see full percent to the upside for the S&P now. When we get into earnings season, there's going to be a lot of individual big moves kind of offsetting each other once again today. So the only real group kind of holding this market back right now is the healthcare group. In negative territory, IDXX and PKI, really the only ones in positive territory. Everything else to the downside in this group. Moving higher on the other side of things, industrials among the leaders here. WAB, AOS, and TXT, CARR, Carrier, better than expected earnings, up 3.25% there. Nice look for them. All of these ones as well in the transportation group. The airlines in here, Love leading the way, Southwest, UAL, there's Dow, AAL as well, FedEx in there as well, 3%, and Alaskan 3.5% for Alaskan ALK, all in positive territory. So the industrial sector kind of leading the market to the upside, along with consumer discretionary names, some of the travel names in here as well, as far as where they go. Here's a cruise line, CCL, NCLH, MGM, Hilton, Wynn, LVS, all the hotels, cruise lines higher on the day, significantly too. RCL reported earnings. Was a loss, obviously, but ho-hum, still up 1.4%. Marriott and MCD there popping its head up. Haven't seen that one for a while, 1.1%. To the upside, eBay, though, Etsy, we've been talking about. Ralph Lauren, you might have seen that. There it is, 6.25% to the downside for RL after earnings missed expectations. Tech stocks are the big winners on the day, led by the semiconductors. Every single name in the semi group today in positive territory. FIS reported 4% downside. CTSH 3.8% to the upside. Again, better than expected. Visa, another earnings name, INTU. There's so many earnings reports today, but nevertheless, tech stocks in positive territory. Consumer discretionaries, industrials, all doing well. Only the healthcare group really struggling so far today. Yeah, better part of full percent, guys, for the S&P to the upside. Back to you.
Yeah, and that's why the market, every single dip down is a buying opportunity in the market. So you just got to make sure that you take your time and don't put all the risk in to your egg basket each time. You want to make sure that you sort of, put it as a robot kind of thing, like, buy now, buy then, do this, do that, stick to your rules, and you will win for sure in this market. Like I said, man, every single buying opportunity, every single dip down is a buying opportunity. And Ford would have been true. Dip down there, now to the high side there. Great call on Ford today, man, and I hope, like we keep saying, that a lot of you guys are already short this name, Long's name. $6 was a great call on Ford. Fastly's still trying to make high side moves though, so we're still waiting, man. This does dip down into the 40s, giving us that 40-cent win off that last reload, but I'm still giving it to the high side. Not a great report. They could tank here, or they could. This is a great little long opportunity as well. Breaking through 68.05. I'm going to get out of the short if we test backside 68, but the long to me doesn't happen until at least this VWAP break of 69.40. So if we get out of Fastly, it's already a win. We're 8 for 8 today on this, but I guess this could turn out to be a loser. No, it cannot. Even if we get out at 68.10, we'll still be up on the stock on the day due to this 70-cent win, guys. More than that, 70-cent win there on the bottom. So here we go, breaking back down. Just to let you know, I'm bidding 67.14. So randomly in the teens there, but we'll see if it comes back down. We'll get out 67.14 and hopefully celebrate that 50-cent win again, but we'll know. We'll see.
Yeah, just going to come back to Ford here. You're going to see it start to creep up. I've taken some profit on the way up, and the reason why I'll cover it, and it just got some more shares at 20s there on Ford, is 825 is going to be a bit of a level break for me, and I wanted to make sure I'm playing that as a bit of a breakout. So the scalp into it is fair. And then I want the break through 25, and there is this level just if it gets higher, both at 830 and then again at 840. So I think that breakout trade gives you the same level of potential profitabilities, taking it around that 810 mark, just waiting for it to go here on Ford, unfortunately. It's not going to be the fastest moving stock in the world, but that doesn't mean you can't trade it, guys. I do want to quickly jump back over to that UUU. It does continue to at least attempt, or was continuing to attempt to hold that 366 area. Still hanging on to it. Let's zoom in a little bit here. It finally broke that support, so the last of my shares I'll probably hang on to with a bit of a trail to break even, just to see if we can get back to a $3 range. As Brendan said, it was really more of a rumor than any sort of firm action on UUU. And let's see if it can't go all the way back down to like 3, or at least this 330 mark to give what will be a solid move, but certainly the better trade was up here if you caught like a 450. Or if I had the break at 420 as intended, stop order just doesn't fill. Nothing you can do about it. Nokia, like I said, you have to slowly work into it, but there's no rush. I mean, ultimately, almost every price that it trades at, it's going to give you a fill if you really want it. It's starting to slide back down. I want to make sure I got some on the way up. I was able to get a little bit more down here at 30 as well. Once we break the new low, I think we start to get out of some shares here. But, you know, you can make money shorting this one for like a few pennies at a time if you really want to, guys. I just think you might as well beat up on it, and there's room all the way down to like 3 even if it wants to continue. 315, I think, is the first look where I'd expect some consolidation if the bottom does break.
Guys, you want to talk about beating something up, guys?
Money.
Okay, it takes a little bit of time to get going there. 67, if you guys remember the price that I put there, I told you guys where we were going to be bidding. If you remember what it was, put it in the chat. Look where we got out, guys. 67.14 there for the drop to the downside. Great little trade, man. We reloaded that fastly. I hope you did that with us there. 67.80 out, 67.14 for yet again another monster win there for us on Fastly. So yeah, about that stock turning red. No, it does not. So a big trade here for Fastly. Like I said, man, we just keep the winners coming. Hopefully you're enjoying the show and enjoying some of these winners that we're putting up for you. So there goes Fastly. Now back to the downside, guys. We're short again. 42 cents in the money on this one. Just keep the winners coming. Keep the hits coming. Today has been a monster day. Look at this. We're going to break now through 67. Day's low here on Fastly. Let's just keep on going, guys. We have this one. Just a ho-hum. Another banger for you. Brought to you by yours truly. Let's keep the party going.
And just seeing some chatter. See you guys talking about Hertz there. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm actually unaware of the hearing, and I think we'll get Brendan on that just to update you guys. But I want to jump to a day 2 play, AUTV. And we talked about this one. Well, we traded this one certainly in the last couple of sessions. This one looks like the sell is back on. I'm looking down here to 650. Obviously, if it catches any bouncer, you're going to see the daily chart. That could be, you know, where this move might terminate. If you get some consolidation bottom, maybe there's a bit of a bounce to the long side. Like I said, I'm going to try to pick up some more Nokia shares. Watch out for Marvel. Headed towards that top. This is where I want to dig into it. The long was good, but if you're going to spend equity, which is exactly what they're going to be doing in a deal like this, let's go to a higher time frame so you can sort of see what we're watching here. This is why they're going to be under pressure. They're the deal. This is the high end here. If it rolls over at 38, then this is what I'm going to dig into, guys. I like this type of a short trade. Now, I trade buyouts all the time, so it's one of those things where you sort of step into what's familiar with you. But if it breaks 38, then I guess they're a little more bullish about this deal than I would be, as primarily that 10 billion is going to be in stock. If they do have this one go through. So it was a good long off the bottom. Now I'm looking to be a seller in front of the current high of day.
Okay, yeah, Marvel, big moves up there. We're still looking, man. Fastly's still that 50 cents in the money, so we're waiting to see where that one wants to take us. Hopefully down, breaking through 67. That's been a big trade for us today. Let's check back in on AMD, though, because we've talked about that, and we do like AMD. So check AMD. Look, I mean, the market's coming back a little bit here, so I'm not expecting to have, like we said, monster wins now. It's very, very calm. We identified that early for you guys. That the market really is not doing that much. But I do look at AMD here. Oh, Workhorse back down. Okay, we'll look at Workhorse in a minute. AMD looking to break through 78. I don't know. We'll wait to see. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, again, I'm pretty weak about this market, man. I was not expecting an update today, so let's try to find some shorts here. AMD would be a break downside of 77.35. I think that's worth a little small risk here if it does break. 77.35 short on AMD. I'm going to take that when it does come. We already have a 60-cent win here on Fastly, so congratulations to anybody who's on that with us. We've hit that twice, like 2 average-ins, man. Like, I don't want to average in like more than twice generally. So that's that. There we go. We're giving it to 68.10 on the high side. That's $1 away. Yeah, smash that like. Why not?
And just going over to MGen here, of course, a couple of shorts already for a win. It broke that top end of the range, that 115. I'm going to cover the trade. because we talked about this yesterday. A 125 to 130 was the best short you could have had all morning long. That was the top. So that's why I wanted to play the range. And then if you break out of it, look for a better entry point back at that 125 to 130. It allows me 2 shots at the stock instead of just digging in and hanging on for dear life to 1. Brendan, what's up?
Just watching Overstock here. I mentioned this one earlier. They reported as well decent numbers for Overstock, but it's done nothing but go straight down all morning long. About to make a day low here, but support from yesterday to deal with here around 70 for OSTK.
Yeah, that you know OSTK went down to like dollars in that crazy movement back in March and then ripped to 200 or sorry 140 or 150. Let's check out the OSTK chart there. Like if you can afford to play options and you know a little bit about it, man, this is a stock that you should be playing options on. They're probably super expensive. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Back there in March, man, pennies on the dollar, like $2. I don't know what that low was. 260, 240, 250. Rips, oh, good call, Sean, 130. That's exactly how it went before now getting itself a haircut back down to half that price. So we'll wait. I like Overstock through 87 on the high side and back to 61 low side there. So, okay, Fastly's the only name that we have on, and we're waiting for AMD to crack lower. 77.35 AMD. When that hits, man, we're going to go short through that 77.30. What is that low? Sorry, not 35, 32. So watch out here. We're going to take AMD if it breaks through 77.35. I don't have the order in yet. We'll put it in a minute. Watch out for these futures, though. They need to break down. If I don't see them breaking down, then obviously I'm not going to be reversing into the short. I think Bitcoin's moving a little bit today. I'm down on GBTC. It hasn't been an easy trade, but let's get some more money talks now with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, money talks time. Let's go to currency world. Yeah, Bitcoin up a bit here, 13,450, about 1.8%. 1% moves for these things, really nothing though. Ethereum 390, once again up about 1.3%. Also, overall though, pretty negative right across this board, seeing the US dollar back to the upside for about the 3rd day in a row. So euro 0.5% to the downside. You can see 2 or 3 day move here back to the downside. We're back at the bottom end of this daily range for the euro. 116 once again for the euro, guys. Canadian dollar below 75 cents for the first time in, I want to say 3 weeks at least. 0.9% to the downside for the CAD. British pound down about 0.5%, back below 130. So again, negativity coming through as the US dollar shows some strength. A little bit of evening off here for the Japanese yen, Swiss franc. We've been seeing those kind of fluctuate with the overall equity markets as volatility picked up over the past couple of days. Australia and New Zealand lower as well. We mentioned cryptos, but yeah, the euro in focus here a little bit, back towards bottom end of the range versus the USD. Guys, back to you.
I wanted a day trade over in Shopify. And, well, obviously you're going to see, and I talked about this off 1,000, why I wouldn't get into it right away, and I wanted to see it break and hold above 1,005. It literally turned around almost on a dime at that price, and it's continuing southbound. So there's not going to be anything to see just yet. It might hold the low here. There's a chance at 987, 96. Check that. So if it does, maybe we have a secondary play. I just don't. Right now, I'm not seeing that the market's starting to slide back. You needed the futures to go as well, as I know Sean said a couple of seconds ago. Nokia starts to slide down. It's only in the money, 3 cents, guys. And the low is right here at 328. I think I'll start taking it off at 325 to that short side retracement play. I want to go back over to UUU. It is continuing to test down. I actually have an order here at 330, and I just want to, if we can zoom out just a little bit so you can see, yesterday on the spike in the afternoon, it got to 330 mark, and that's where the jump off point happened this morning. So when I looked at that and said to myself, I don't have the entry price that I like, I certainly had to chase it a little bit, and I didn't catch it where I wanted it. So I'm going to tighten up the trade a little bit and just give my target to 330. And if you can catch 50 cents on it, fair enough. The real money, of course, was to have the 450 short or to have it at 420, which I managed to bungle myself in terms of an entry. I do want to jump back over to that Marvel. It is starting to roll over. I did miss an opportunity, and I'm sort of kicking myself, and thankfully I didn't curse this one for you guys to be able to hear. It's short sell restricted, which sort of caught me off guard. It was down at one point. I think it must have been 10%, and that's why I couldn't hit the bid. But I was able to catch some more shares. It holds the high of the day for now. I don't have any outs until we get back down to that 36.60, 36.50. I'm giving it room, so I got to be taking a reasonable amount of profit if we're going to have that one. UUU 330 target. That's the update, and watch out for 4 at 825. Unfortunately, the market might be reversing, so that breakout might have to wait.
Okay, we're short now, Marvel as well. So we take that short rate now, 37.35. So we're going to give it like up to here, 37.60 on that play. So right now we do take that short, and yeah, missed that high side play there, but looking pretty good. It looks like it could break back down to the downside. So if that does happen, guys, let's just take out 40, 50 cents if we can get it down to, like, I mean, Neil's already gone over the level, so we don't need to do that anymore. Okay, Fastly right now, still making moves down, but it's just hovering around. So I still have that 68 and change as an out. So we'll look at that. Let's check back in on Pinterest quickly if we can. Pinterest back down to 65. You see what I'm talking about? Big moves up and then the retracement all the way back down. It's not a show without Brendan. What's up?
Polar Power, I should say, POLA is the stock, 42% here now. I was just looking, if you go out to the daily time frame, 65, 360 to 65 before you get any kind of resistance. Another one from the EV space that's moving today. Talked about this one earlier, but new day highs here for POLA.
And MRI, and I guess not day 2, not I guess day 3, well, day 10. I don't know, whatever you want to call it here. Another bounce to the upside, but this is going to be one I think worth fading. You sort of look at this from its parabolic move. It's been sliding back in the entire time. I would have liked it to have had it if I had noticed it at $3. You can sort of, let's zoom in so you can see better. I would have liked it here yesterday's top at 3, and then you had the afternoon session before at exactly $3, and it rolls right over after a failed break through that price. I think we can use it for a bit of a short, but just watch out. They have earnings tonight after market. It doesn't mean I would stay away from the trade. It just sort of means you might have to. I wouldn't love this if it gives you that level in the afternoon, maybe going into the close. I wouldn't touch that. I think at this time of day, if it's going to fail to get above that 3 again, certainly worth it on the short. I mean, MRIN has shown that it's sliding back in, and it might hold 250, but there's plenty of profitability to be had shorting in front of 3, even if it doesn't break 250, guys.
Yeah, okay. I'm still trying to focus on this Marvel that's getting out of hand here. So 67, I got to get out of this. Again, it's just going to the upside here. Marvel, we're going to wait for 37.80, the ultimate high, to get out. So it looks like we could have a negative stock on board today, and it could be Marvel. But like I said, man, it doesn't matter to me because this right now, I mean, it matters because we're losing money. But, we still have this one is a 70-cent winner. So Marvel's 30-cent loss, no big deal. We are going to take it out, though, if it breaks above 37.80, which could happen right now. So watch out here. Marvel not looking great on the short side. 37.80. We got to get out of that one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get a squeeze on these plays, and ultimately, this is a buyout deal. It's going to trade on the news. He doesn't care what the market is doing in Marvel, so you have to make sure you're understanding that concept first. Just watching out for UU. It did not trade up here, and thank goodness I've made a bit of a change to my stop orders. Didn't get that trigger out. It is starting to creep back up. It did bounce off this 350, and once we fail to break a level like that, I'm going to trail this one because if it breaks this 375, I want to see if I can reload the short at 390, 4 even where I got in here. So I don't want to throw this profit away, so I'll move my trail from break even to in the money on UUU in anticipation of a re-entry point. That's what I'm looking for here. I want to be able to get back in. If it does give a bounce into that $4 range, I want to be adding to my position or start getting back into position. So going to trail this one, guys. It did already break the pre-market bottom here or this level at 365. If it tries to take it again to the upside, why not just lock in the 20-penny winner on this $4 name?
All right, we're trying to trade some of this Bitcoin off of that Brendan news, and no news, but off of the move. But we just got in and out there, not doing much here. Just to give you guys an update, like here's GBTC. It's not really doing a hell of a lot. Damn it, we just got out of a short. That would have been good. I've been losing on this move to the upside, so not much really happening on that one. Marvel, again, I know it's a buyout, but I got out, and hallelujah, I got out, saved myself some of this. Instead of making it, now we save it, guys. Got out 37.80. Should have probably, like I said, it was a nice little setup there to break, but it doesn't. And then when we noticed that, guys, you got to get out. And unfortunately, I used this wick as the out. Probably should have used right there and saved myself a bit. But Marvel, yeah, on news, guys, making moves to the high side there. But we are ready now, I think, over at the big screen. So let's throw it to Valeria. What's up, V?
Hey guys, European shares retreat yesterday's losses and now in a mixed territory. Germany is up 0.67%. France is up 0.38%. Russia is up 0.78%. and Helsinki is down 1.27%. Nokia, which is primarily listed in Helsinki, is down more than 18% as it cut its full year profit forecast. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
All right, back to traders, back to us here. I did actually, I thought I was going to take out Marvel. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't go short on Marvel. So I'm going to go short there, 92 again on this name, just to see if it does resist that 38 even spot there. And 38.05 was the high. So we're going to go short 92 and see if it takes that out, see if we can't make that money back that we did give up there. So Marvel right now back into the game there. I don't know where your out's going to be there, Neil, if you're still short, but I'm going to use 38.05 now as the out. I don't know. I just can't keep dying on this one.
Yeah, as you've heard me say this time and time again, when it comes to level breaks, especially stocks with a level 2 that's going to be relatively thin compared to the liquidity, I want to see a sustained bid above. I'm not going to just punch out because it breaks 38. It goes upside and no bid higher. So when that happens, I can then throw my stop in a situation like that and say 38.05. It's a line in the sand. What it prevents from happening is if you like a trade fundamentally, and I like this one to maybe test some of those 36 bottoms again. It allows you to hang on to it and not get wicked out just because an even dollar broke. And I think if you have a structure of a trade where that's going to be a problem for you, you have to consider that everyone is looking at an even dollar number the same way that we are. And I want to see people bidding above it, not just stop orders triggering and then a little bit of evaporation for that reason. So that's the only difference change I would make. It's going to slide over to Nokia here. It did break the low of the day. So we do start getting out of this position, and you're going to see, look, I'm going to just throw bids out here because Nokia has so much liquidity that there's no need to just sit there and monitor it the entire time. As it comes down, I can just allow it to start taking me out on the way down to Nokia. Yeah, I mean, you could go with a stop order to also ignore it, but I got a level 2 up if I happen to need it. It's just starting to come off. It's short sell restricted as well, and it's getting beaten up, approaching 20% down, and there's still room to go. Brennan, what's up?
About 3 days in a row, we've mentioned this one, Digital Ally, back on watch here, DGLY just popping up. Somebody just swiped up a whole bunch of levels here on DGLY. Still down on the day, but big volume spike just coming in for Digital Ally, guys.
All right. I see some comments there about Valeria's shoes. Yeah, today they are not the Air Force Ones, right? We're wearing black, so we've got what I like to call S kickers on. So if you know what S stands for, that's what those are. So she's got that rocking and rolling. So good job there, V, on that. And yeah, no Air Force Ones here. We identified those shoes early, and she does have, I don't know how many pairs. I've probably seen her with 5 or 6 pairs for sure. Fastly, there it goes, man. We get out of the last little bit. Fastly, we still do backflips on that one. Big stock for us. Nice little win for sure on Fastly, but it does go back to the upside right now. So that's an out. I talked about maybe going long there at 68.10. If you did, congratulations. The stock was weak today, but maybe it's made that bottom, and that's normally a stock that I would hammer long there. So not really sure why I didn't, but right now that's Fastly, man. Still going. Now I do like this break right here, 69.40. If this gets going, guys, let's go long. Breaking through VWAP 69. I like this high better, 69.40 to the long side. Let's see if Fastly can make that one happen. 69.40. Here we go.
Yeah, there it is. There is the shot. You guys wanted to see it. Those are the kicks. And if you don't give some likes for that one, I mean, come on. On cue, production crew making it happen for you guys live. That's what they do around here, guys. Also try to crack us up at times. While I was talking about Marvel and giving some levels, the downside to live trading, letting you guys know what's in our head, is, I missed out on that Shopify. I talked about the conditions that I would have liked to break in shop, and it was that 1,005 level. There it goes. So you've already got the $8 move to the upside. I'm not going to be happy because that was the only condition under which I wanted the long in shop, and there it goes. And I'm not going to chase it. That would be FOMO. That would be revenge. I mean, you can revenge trade trades that you have on. You can also revenge trade trades that you missed out on. And there goes Shopify. I hope somebody caught that because obviously a nice little break here. If you had it, spot not going in that direction. It's continuing to head southbound. I don't necessarily love beating up this name. Personally, I'd be looking to see if it can bounce more. I just don't like any of these prices until it gets to like a 240 range, which is a ways away from here, like $10 at that point. And of course, it'll be SSR if it gets there, but it won't matter because I'm not looking to go short.
Yeah, Spotify, I guess bad earnings there. We did talk about those already. Okay, so our Marvel, I know Neil has it, but I am also short 37.92. It's not doing much. It does go down to 75 there. We did lose 35 cents and then 80, so we lost 50 cents there. So if we can make that back, giddy up, and we'll try to do that. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. We'll wait to see if it takes out the high side on this. Let's just go a little bit more here. Okay, well, I mean, the chart's not going to be anything, so we got to wait for that one. Other than that, man, we still have the Fastly that does break, and look what it does to VWAP. This is why I didn't like it. There was really not any direction there to break through. We had some high side breaks already of 69 that did not work, so good on me there. Just should have reversed it to the short, but that's Fastly, and that's moving around. We can check on Facebook. This Facebook is going to most likely beat tonight and beat pretty heavily, I'm guessing. I don't know if that means the stock is going to go up, but Facebook shops and everything, Instagram, WhatsApp, I mean, they're firing on all cylinders. And like I said, the more I see Zuckerberg on Capitol Hill, the more I see Microsoft, the more I see Google, the more I see Apple, the more I like these stocks. So, I mean, they just keep on, trying to get beat up, and they just refuse that. And now we're going to the upside again on FB. So, I mean, short anything to your peril. I would not short anything into earnings season. Any of these names, I would not be short. Although, like I just said, the pin action on some of the shorts have been great off of earnings. And look at AMD, Mr. Rob, back up to 78.30. So that's a nice little $2 win on the buys that we had from last night. So nice little move upside there on AMD. I'm holding for longer term on this play. The only stocks I have right now in my short-term account, and that's a tax-free savings account that we are lucky enough to trade with here in Canada, is Palantir, and we're long in the 9s on that one. And then you guys know that we have Ford as well. And I'm super long. I mean, I'm long Beyond Meat and Spotify and Twilio at embarrassing prices. So they're so far in the money. But the Spotify earnings, disappointing today, that's for sure.
Just want to go back to Tupperware here. It's starting to consolidate lower, guys. If it breaks 32.60, I'm going to be out. Marvel is going to squeeze through 38.05. I'm going to take it out right here, but I'm not going to be done with this name. I still think the short's going to be in, but if it squeezes to 39.50, as I'm looking on another chart here, I'm going to take a bigger position on this one to the short side. It's a primary strategy of mine I've been doing for years, trading in buyout deals, so I like to dip into those. I'm also watching Tiffany, but I haven't seen an entry point on that one just yet. Tupperware through 32.60, that's the only way I'm taking this one short. I've tried this on a stock like Tupperware, shorting off the high of the day. I've just found that I've had a little bit more luck if it actually breaks down and takes out some of these support levels. So I'm going to wait for that to happen and then get involved with it. It does look for me like we're going to Brennan in a second. I'll come back to Nokia, but it looks to me like it's trying to hold the 325 bottom. If that goes, I might be adding to my position instead of taking off. Brennan, what's up?
Ho-hum, yet another earnings report. This time Penn National Gaming reported in the pre-market here. Up on the day, just 2% though, but trying to break back downside here. There was support initially, 57.75 for Penn. But yeah, it looks like earnings were decent for Penn National, guys.
Yeah, and an interesting twist. If a level breaks, usually one of the things you would consider doing, something like a Nokia, if I want to add when 3.25 breaks to the downside, what you would do is you'd say, okay, stop order, breaks once you see like 24's print, I want to cover, or so I want to get into position like 22, 23, something like that. Because of the liquidity here, if 25 breaks, I'm literally going to short 24, 24.5, maybe even 25. I'm not going to pay down because there's no reason to. It just means I want to add to it right there and then. Liquidity is so good on this name, there's no reason to get a bad fill or a bad price. You can be very, very patient with this game. So that's what I want to be doing here, both adding. If it does pop up, I'll continue to sort of short into the pop, maybe catch some on a breakdown just because 3/4. It's just like such a psychological level. I'm going to like it every single chance that we get. I do want to jump back over to a couple of other names here. MGen, check that, continues to run to the upside. And why I took this out, first short, great. Second short, okay. Still had some on when it broke 115. But we wanted to make sure that we left ourselves room when it started to come back up to that 125, 130 range. And you look at what happened in the afternoon yesterday, that's not really why I liked that level. It was off of the morning. It gave you that double top test, and then when it broke back below that 125, 130 range, it gave you one test in the pre-market I like it after the open, and it gave you another shot here off those same levels. And so if it comes right back up and starts to roll over without breaking any of those highs, I'm going to like that short again. And this is the reason why I like to take it off, so you can jump right back in if you really like the short. If you're just digging in the whole way, it can be a little bit tricky on a name like this and those small caps. But I'm going to get back in this MGen if I get that opportunity. I want to jump to UUU. I took it all off. I told you guys I would, and we break 350. Now, I said if it breaks above 365, I would get it out, anticipating a move back into like 390. That never happened, so unfortunately, I don't get the re-entry into the trade. I still think 330 is going to be a bit of a support level, whatever you want to call it. That's just where it stalled out in the pre-market. Post-market, that's also where it jumped off of in the pre-market. So you're guessing when you look at these levels because there's no price significance on a stock like this. And remember, there was no firm news here. This was just all speculation of maybe there could be an acquisition and the board was looking into it. Nothing actually saw. That's why you're seeing it sell off here. Brendan, what's up?
VTV Therapeutics. VTVT is the stock. 20% here. Nice pop up to 190. Had a bit of a move back down. Sean is roaming around the studio today. VTVT, 20% here. They have an Alzheimer's drug that's currently in trial. There was positive data. Again, it's about, I want to say, the fourth or fifth time they've released positive data on this specific trial. So nice look again today for VTVT. This is late here, this pop for this one, guys.
Okay, VTVT. Ford, we're looking at that as well. So yeah, lots of names here. Wow, Facebook. I mean, I'm really, really happy that we're able to give that to you. And I know you guys want, I'll put this on here, you want some of these on Twitter, but there's, you can't see it. Facebook is on here, guys. 278, we did have that trade. And for some reason here, I got nervous on that break. I don't know why. I said why. It's because it came so fast, so hard. I was not even expecting this kind of a move to the high side. Yeah, you like that one, Rob? And then 278 now, and then we just got out of it, and now it's a monster win, but it doesn't matter. Ifs and buts are candies and nuts or something like that. I don't know how you say that saying, but Tesla back upside today. Workhorse. Oh yeah, we were waiting for Workhorse to go, and it has not. So look, this is a great little setup here, just to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what I like to look at. This right here, you could have gone either way. So let's draw a little bit of lines here for you. 1760 as the top, and then here. So you're in this range right here, right? You can see that. Once you break one way, you have to have a bias one way or the other. So if you're thinking short, then yeah, this 1735 is a great trade into VWAP, which we like even better. And then you get the VWAP break. So, and right now you're at another consolidation point right here at 1710. So I would say if you did take a short, like if I was in this, not in it, but if, as you can see, there's no tick here. If I was in this, this may be a spot to think about getting some out. And the same thing on the high side, right? If you take a break of 1760 right here, then you can get a boomer, maybe up to this level, 85s again. Oops, that's the wrong way. I don't even know how to do a line that way. Up to 1785. Why would anybody draw a line this way? I don't know. Maybe you guys can put on the chat. Why would someone want a vertical line like this? I guess unless you're just marking out times, I guess that's the only way. But anyways, Workhorse on watch again. I'm going to look for a break of 1760 and put that order in. I'm pretty bullish on the EV space. So let's watch out for Workhorse to break that high.
Nothing comes to mind as to why you'd want a vertical line like that. Interestingly enough, this happens from time to time. I went to get into position into MGen. You saw me shorting it before, but now it looks like there might be a greater demand for it because I actually have to pay for those shorts. And that'll tell me a couple of things. I mean, certainly I already have some levels I'm trying to work off of that 125 to 130. We already mentioned it just turned around at 123. But if more people have eyeballs and are looking to get locates on this, it'll probably tell me that there is a lot of short-term short interest on this pop for probably the same reasons that I'm looking at it. That's why we're going to have to hold to our stop levels on this one just a little bit tighter here. So I don't necessarily want it to break that 130, but we're going to pay for the short so we can get into this trade. It's starting to roll over now off that first 125 level, so I am going to take it here, and this is what I was waiting for. I just assumed because I was short before that it was going to be a free a second time. Thankfully, at Day Trade the World, we can pay for shorts. It's a privilege we have. I know not everybody can do it, guys. That's what it's all about here, letting you guys know some of the advantages, but what you can look out for if you are day trading at a firm like this. Going to jump back to Nokia. Two ways I'm adding to my position here. Let's zoom in so you can see not that gap down. If 325 goes, I'm going to add to the position. If it does start to trend back up into the 30s, I'll continue to short this one on any kind of a pop here. As long as it's below 35, I'll be net short. And even if it breaks that, I'll probably test it again at 350. Brennan, what's up?
The other one that we've been kind of eyeing in the background, or I have at least this morning, Li Auto here, another day high. This thing also not stopping. NEO, the other one, still going this morning as well. But almost 13% here for Li Auto now through $21, guys.
Like everything is going, and I wanted to give a big shout out here. I said thank you so much to Doug, and thank you for the contribution on that one. Great move in AMD. Like our friend Rob here and myself, we go long on AMD, and we're holding that one. So let's go on AMD, guys. Thank you for that. I mean, I'm glad that that's what's happening there for sure. Okay, so someone lost on Nokia. Okay, CVS. I don't know if Brendan came with any news on CVS, but CVS always seems to be a good stock for long-term holders there. It's had a rough ride for sure, CVS, but it has come back. Remember, pharmacy here going to be in play. And again, this is a politics stock, as you guys know here. Lots of stuff happening. This is what I'm talking about with CVS. 75 down to 55, and then a hard run down off of this 50-period moving average. So right now, we are breaking lower. So watch out for 52 to come. I told you, it's been a little bit of a rough ride here for CVS the last little while. So, I'm not super interested in it. 6.7 million shares. Actually decent, but no real consolidation points here for me to work off of. So I'm going to do a hard pass on CVS right now.
Yeah, that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to make a hard pass. You can't trade absolutely everything, and that's just going to be the harsh reality. I was trying to get into some shares of MGen. I will let you know if I do catch a fill in that one. But I'm going to be all done with that ITG. So one of the things that happens if I have a target to the downside here, and I was sort of pegging that yesterday's close at 80 cents. Once it bounces, and this is close enough, it just bounced off of 83 here. I'm just going to slide out in the next consolidation. It was already a nice win, and there's no reason not to take off that profit. I'm kind of curious because some time has passed here, I think, from when we got that great camera angle on your kicks there, Valeria. I actually like the North Carolina blue that you're sporting in today, not just because I have a light blue shirt on myself, but I would think that would get us to our likes target. Certainly the market's been active enough if you're trading the right names, and we're head back upside. But how are we doing for those likes, Valeria? We trending towards that 2K?
Neil, we have just 1,200 of likes. And guys, I know you're tired, you are busy with trading, but please take a small break and hit the like button so we know you enjoy what we do. Back to you, Neil.
Thank you very much, Valeria. 1,200, running out of time to get to 2,000 if my math is correct, and I'm pretty sure that it is going to be. Still monitoring Tupperware. It's holding pretty strong here. And here's the thing about taking any kind of a retracement short. A stock like Tupperware is, if it's going to roll over and continue to slide down when we're creeping up in the market, it's going to give me a little bit of extra confidence that I like this pullback, because it seems like the buying has dried up, even despite the fact that we're getting a bounce in NASDAQ. Brendan, what's up?
Another one to look at here, guys. Rekr, R-E-K-R, little software name. They make software for railroad operations, reporting earnings this morning as well in the pre-market. Nice pop so far, 27%. Nice indeed. 340 down here. We're coming up to 430. Another one that just made another day high, guys.
Get on that Rekr there, and thanks for the 1,000 likes there, or 1,500, whatever that was. 14, that's where the fireworks are. Thank you so much for that one. Did I just see NEO ripping again to the high side? Okay, there's Fastly coming into play now. We talked about it breaking that high. We did like that. This was even a better play, but we just got out of our short there. Again, if it wasn't such negative earnings, we probably would have taken that long. Now we get long again here on the market, making new highs for the day. So if Fastly wants to go, let's giddy up on that one. We have 68.80 to the downside. That'll be where we'll get out of Fastly if it doesn't want to go. But for right now, I like it. I can't believe how low this thing went. But again, it's not like I'm a investor or I don't cover this stock. So I'm not really sure on the exact price levels other than, is that 1,500 there, Valeria, I'm guessing? There it is. Yeah, there's the walk. There's the backwards walk. That's not your outfit, obviously, but looks a little bit like you. So thank you so much for getting us to that level, guys. 1,500 likes real quick. I still think we can get 2,000 relatively easily. Watch out for the market coming back down here. We don't want to get caught in fastly, so we're right at VWAP here. And it's a small position. It's not huge. Like if this break would have happened earlier on, you know, when the volume was here on the day, we probably would have looked at this a little more seriously. But I'm going to give it back to 68.80 just to let you guys know we're long at 69.45 on Fastly. Give it a little bit of room, guys.
Yeah, just watching Shop a couple of bucks away from going positive on the session. There was that 1,000 mark, and like it's going to be obviously my biggest miss because I was looking to see if it would hold the low of the day and then give you a 1,005. It's like the third time I made that mistake. 1,005 entry point. I was busy talking about another trade to you guys when this happened. If it continues this push to the upside, I was talking about 1040 to 1050. That was a flush down. I certainly think you could run into resistance at that point. We're watching that on a higher time frame as well, guys. So let's see if it goes another 10, 15 bucks. Could start to slow down just a little bit. And this is a bounce also often through the 50 period if you're looking at it from that standpoint. But this chop zone could get interesting for me when it goes to like 40 to 50. I'm going to wait. I don't want to trade in the middle. That's usually the name of the game here, especially going into lunchtime. I'd like to see it test some significant levels before I would dig in too deep. Just got triggered into Tupperware for the first time, so I'm going to take this hopeful retracement short. Even though the market's going up, Tupperware has been trying to resist this push. It just broke VWAP, well, and also the 3260, which I was more concerned with anyways. If it breaks back above this 33 to 33.15 area, I'll just take this one off. You don't want to fight Tupperware too hard, knowing how strong it has been, but first retracement is on in this name.
Okay, Tupperware. All right, let's just keep going here in this market. It's been a good day for us. Fastly now catching bids again, so we'll wait to see if that one can come up. Upside 69.40. It does test back down near 69. We've already given you the out on Fastly, so hopefully you guys can see that, like that, and trade that with us. Fastly making moves now. We're back to flat, back to even on this name, so watch it go, man. We took the trade. I'm pissed off about Shopify because damn it, I said earlier on, man, that as soon as this show ends, I can't put positions on now, but I wanted this one in my own account. Would have loved to pull the trigger down here at 990. That's why I celebrated when this name was down. But yeah, now it comes right back to the high side. Shopify, damn it. I'm mad because not for the day trade. I was never going to take it, although this is a great break. But yeah, Shopify, would have loved to put that one in the old account there. But I'm glad that we have a lot of different stocks that are making moves now today in our long-term account, but Shopify should have been put in, so maybe we'll still do that. It's only a 2% move back to the high side there. We'll wait to see on Shopify, guys.
Yeah, just continuing to go back over to Nokia, and it's just, this level here, it's just certainly consolidation is one way to put it. You can see the size, and it's not really the amount of size on the level. It's really that anytime it gets chopped up, and I wish it would happen now so I could show you, like half the size will get hit, and then just refreshes. So there's a lot of buying going in here. That's why when the level breaks, I want to consider, I'm going to add to my position rather than take some more off, guys. I can short on a pop, but when a level like this goes, I also want to take advantage of it. That's the only reason why if we break 25, I'm going to add to it. If I do see it happen in level 2 where it gets taken out and comes back in, I'll show you. For now, Brendan's got some news for us. What's up there, bud?
Just saw XOM pop up here on a day high scanner here. You can see it just made day high above 32.48 there, 32.50. Trying to get back to where we kind of ended the day yesterday. XOM, they just said as well, they're going to cut 1,900 employees through a volunteer program. So voluntary layoffs as the demand for energy markets continues to slide. So XOM having a bit of a day here, guys.
Yeah, XOM, a dead stock there for sure, but a nice little 2.6% move. I used to have XOM in my longer term account there, but dumped that a while ago. I don't believe in the oil patch. Which reminds me, man, that's why I wanted to get out. I have Enbridge, which is not a good stock. We play it for the dividend, but we'll see. Okay, Fastly now catching a bid again, man. We're 10 cents in the money on this one. Is what it is. We need this one to go higher for us. I'm waiting for like a 70 here. If we can get out somewhere near 70, let's take that for a 50-cent win. We've already gone back and forth 50-cent wins on this one. This was actually a short 67.40, out 66.80. That's 70 cents. And then we shorted again at 67.70 again, and out at 67.11. That's another 70 cents. So that's $1.40. And then we lose on the last third of that position, and we lose, what is that? That's 35 cents. So we're in the money about $1 on Fastly, and then now we have this other winner right now, and this is 35 cents in the money. So a good day for us on Fastly. Let's get out high side if we can. Like I said, I have an order now at 69.91. We'll see if that hits, and then we'll move on from there. But right now, Fastly, we are long. Apple, I'm seeing making new highs today as it continues to go AAPL. Look, everything's rocking and rolling. The only thing that I'm most upset about is we had the Microsoft long through 204. We had Facebook through 278, and now here goes Apple looking to take out this high. I do not want to break highs right now. I mean, I don't want to trade the break a high on these names just because it's the time of day and heading into earnings, but I will very soon, man, in 10 cents from now, get out of some of this Fastly for a nice little 40-cent win. The pins were set up, and we just stepped up and mowed these things down.
Yeah, two reasons why I'm going to tighten up the stop. If it happens again on the level 2, hopefully you guys can see it, but somebody just loaded up some rather large lots on Tupperware at 32.80, also at 32.70. It's trying to roll over, and the market is grinding a little bit higher in this consolidation. Someone's making a heavy look. I doubt it's short covering. It's entirely possible someone's covering a short down there. It just feels a little bit like, to me, someone's buying the dip. It does mean that if we do get a flush, it should be a good one. I might give myself more room, take a bit of a bigger winner. That's one way to play it, but I am tightening my stop. Market going up against me, which is a one factor. The second one, of course, I just shot some buying on level 2. That was real. I saw the fills come in. Someone actually took all of those shares, about like 25,000 shares or so on multiple lots, and I've seen them trail in a couple more times here with some small lots. And it's all on the same gateway, which is why I think it might actually be the same player.
All right, guys, time to kick the feet up. Sit back, relax. I have on no fancy shoes, just some Uggs here, but we'll sit back and relax. They're Uggs, right? They say on the bottom, I think. Okay, we're just going to sit back and relax right now, drink some water. Okay, there's Fastly. We hit it. Yo, what's up? I don't know what camera we're on. This one? What's up, guys? Yeah, Fastly. I mean, look at this Rip City again, guys. We go long 68. 69.40. We're out at 70 there, like we just told you, 69.91, and that just keeps on pushing to the upside. So when you're like this and you get to relax, chill out, we have, good wins today. I think we're 8 for 9 or 8 for 10 on our trades today. We lost on Marvel, but here we go. Fastly, just again, we've given it to you guys. Big wins. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Valeria doing something there for Insta. So we're going high side right now. Let's just keep the party going, guys. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Welcome to the jungle. Let's go.
Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games, I believe is the way that one goes. Like I said, I'm going to be working into some more of that Nokia, and I would dip into some of this SRRK if we get another chance here. It just broke down below VWAP. This was a good short yesterday, but you do have to watch out. If I can just quickly show you here. It made a heck of an afternoon move, like a secondary push to the upside. The only, I guess, weakness sign here is it tried to retest some of those highs on volume here at 10:30 and failed. So I like it back below VWAP. I think 43 is a nice little line in the sand for SRRK over in the NASDAQ. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Another one to check out here, guys. We've been talking about the strength in the overall EV group throughout the day. Look at Tesla quietly here, up 2.7%, just broke through day highs, 417. Volume still coming into Tesla even at this time of day, guys.
I mean, Tesla's completely hot fire. I was actually lucky enough to get those in my long-term account. And again, that was at an embarrassingly low price, $350 before the split. So yeah, Tesla now making moves high side, and that we bought that. We bought that in the teeth of March. So it's not like it's anything to brag about. But there goes Tesla, guys. If you guys are in this name, good one, because it is moving, and it's moving to the high side today. We defended, and we talked about it looking at 410 and defending that level. It did that a little bit yesterday, but it did drop to 403. So Tesla, if you have that, good mover today, guys, for sure.
I do want to remind everybody, because I don't know that maybe we haven't done it today. I know Brendan did at the beginning of the show, but just a bit of a reminder. Educational videos, something we drop every single session for you guys at the end of the show. Today's the topic, as you can see there, stop loss. Setting a stop loss. How do you do it? Do you want to put it even dollar level? Do you want to give it some more room? What is the way to do it? Apparently, I'm very, very excited about this topic for some reason. I don't know how we pair these ones up, but there you go. Check it out on our Mark Wisdom page. Valeria's going to have that link in, I don't know, about 15 minutes or so. It'll hit that chat, so check that out. It's going to be dropping at the end of the show. I do want to come back over to, not Pounds here, I want the other I should say the other IPO that we had was Root. It did give a bit of a bounce, and this is going to stink. I gave one defense here at 27. I was long at 27.07 and got out for like a 10-cent hit. And I liked it a lot better if it was going to retest this low here, 26.50. This was the only way I was looking to play it. If I zoom in, I can show you the second it bounced in front, this 26.70 area, I actually threw a bid to see if it would hold down there to start a position at 72. I never got filled. And of course, that's when it goes. So it's that kind of a day for me on the long trade on Root. Did not get that re-entry point. I actually thought it would consolidate for me. You're seeing the bounce to the upside, which terminates a little bit higher than that 27.50 mark. Maybe if it can hold 27 again, I would think about that long. But we love that 26.50, and I'll dig in front of that as long as it holds. Once it breaks, I think you're done. But the range-bound trade on some of these IPOs, day 2, 3, 4, 5, have been pretty good. I see no reason to get away from it.
Okay, we're looking at some Bitcoin here as it's trying to move, but it's still at 13.5. It's not really doing a whole hell of a lot. Okay, our Fastly, guys, comes right back down. So, but that's fine. Nice little win on Fastly. We'll see what happens here to the downside on that move. Look at the futures, guys. We're cracking, so look out below. We'll see what happens here now. We'll get out of Fastly, maybe right here where we got in. So just so we know that we can capture all of the profit on this name. It's already been a big name for us today, FSLY. So I don't know if we want to dump it on this move down. You know, you don't want to pay the ultimate price on some of these, but nice little out there as we go cruising on this one. We're not trading with very big shares right now as it's 11:30. This is called the HFT hour. Give credit to one of our traders that called it that, and he means hour. 4 hours from like 11 till 3 o'clock is where you'll get chewed up right now, especially guys on earnings season. You know, you're going to have people that make options trades here in the middle of the day, trying to make plays on who's reporting and whatnot. Don't get caught up in that, man. Just play what you see. And I would just advise, take less shares for right now. I know a lot of you are asking for my longer term portfolio. Maybe we'll do that one day, but yeah, stay tuned, man. All I do is talk shop. I mean, I love obviously investing. I love trading, so I don't have a problem telling all you guys what's in my portfolio, but a lot of my buys, recent ones, have been in the tech sector. So I'll keep doing that as we go. You know about AMD and Palantir recently, and we did dip our toes into Donkey Kong yesterday. So those are the last 3 that I bought.
Sorry guys, I'm just doing a little bit of work here. This is a time of day you want to start thinking about some levels that you're going to watch for the afternoon. I just noticed, and I want to thank someone for actually asking about Netflix, Pape Life on Netflix, please. And then I immediately jumped over to it and saw a couple of things stand out. I mean, it's going to be flat on the session, but you'll look at this little bounce here, 48.35, a little bit of a breakthrough, and then holding resistance, 483.50, sorry. And then now again in a consolidation range, and what price is the top? 483.50. So if you're looking for the market to potentially start to come back, you're seeing the NASDAQ up 1.5%, ES sort of creeping towards 3,300. If you do get a break up and we're going to have a recovery, why not Netflix 43.50? I don't care that it's VWAP. That's not what interests me. It's just that obviously there's a bit of a price rejection each time bouncing away from there. So if we break up, I think maybe we'll reject one more time and actually get some movement away from it at that 483.50. But I wouldn't touch it until it shows that there's some buying through that price. So I got that one on my radar. If that answers the question in the chat, then that all the better. But that's why I love the community, guys. I wasn't looking at Netflix until just now when I saw someone mention it in the chat. The only thing I have on here, and we're going to ignore Tiffany because that's not going to move too much, is going to be Nokia. At this time of day, I think it's one of those, I don't mind digging into it. It's just, look, it's going to get crushed on earnings. And the play here is it's already momentum to the downside. I think it finally finds some support if it gets to like 3 to 315. And into that, I want to be a seller below 335. If it ever comes back up to like 350, I would take another shot at that to the southbound trade. But Nokia has been in the money. I haven't really taken profit except for this one time here at 25. If it breaks, I'll both add and then start to trail out a bit more. Twitter finally, I mean, wowzers. 52. When we talked about this one on the watch list, sympathy play to the upside. Of course, they report earnings as well a little bit later on after market today, guys. I wanted a 52 break. It tested a couple times. I thought maybe it was going to sustain above. It finally, on a break, shows a bit above 52. That's why I got into it. I'm going to pay awaits. Hopefully, it's going to be worth the while here. Man, I really thought we'd get this at like 9:45 or like 9:50, maybe even 10 o'clock. And here we are at 11:30, finally getting the breakout. I'll take some out in front of the quarter for a scalp trade. I want the opportunity to dip by in this if I can, down around like 51.80. So I want to play this one both ways, guys. See if we can first take it off in front of these quarters, which are right here and right now. And we can. Thank you, Twitter. Sometimes patience is a virtue, but man, did I think this would happen earlier.
Very similar to what happened on Facebook there for me, but I got out way too early. Let's take a look at JP Morgan here again. The best of breed bank. So if you guys want to play on a bank, this is the level that I put a buy on it not too long ago, and it's came all the way back. And we did talk about it. Like, not only will I, try to give you guys some of these buys for a little bit of a longer term play, but we also did talk when they came out with earnings. It was at 104, 105. We liked that out there as well. Look where this was tops. So if you're still holding JP Morgan, look, I still have it for the longer term account, so there's no problem there. But for a scalp trade, the banks right now are dead, man. So you got to really, look at this movement. This is what I'm talking about. You don't take these plays, guys, for day trades. You take these for longer term. So I do like it down here, 92, 93. We do have some bottoms forming in JP Morgan. So if you're going to dip some toes in banks, do it in JP, the best of breed with my boy Jamie Dimon. What's up, B?
Hey guys, we're going to give you a look at earnings season, current earnings season. So we're about halfway through earnings reporting season. 55% yet to come. So 45% have reported, 55% yet to come. This board is showing of the companies that have reported, who have reported a surprise beat versus either in line or a miss. So anything in red on this board, the company has reported, and it's either been in line or a miss. So you can get a bit of a feel just having a look at this board. So this is divided up in sectors, very similar to the sector watch board that we show back at 1040. But the blue squares on here are the only stocks that have reported a beat this earnings season. So very, very few have come out on the positive side of things versus the ones that have reported either in line or to the downside in red. Black squares here, still yet to report in the actual group. I just wanted to highlight the tech sector here. So it's tough to see, but 38 companies have reported, 45.8% of the overall group. Only 7.6% of the tech group, guys, have beat when it comes to earnings. Back over to you guys.
I think that's the disappointment you've been seeing. I actually saw, I think it was Einhorn talking about a potential tech bubble. I don't know. Corrections certainly can come into play here, guys. I did a bit of a dip buy here on Twitter, like I said I would. On the way down to potentially, I think, like a 51.80 area. It does give you the break and a scalp out, and that gives me the opportunity to take some back in. If it does continue to push, you're obviously talking about some fresh highs. So it's not as if I'm going to have any hard targets here. I'll probably start getting some out on the break of 25 if it goes that high in front of 50, something along those lines. I think ultimately, your line in the sand here is going to be back around this 51.60 area. And on Twitter, you can go with an area stop. I don't like hard stops with a stop order on a name like this, but I want to see if we can run into the afternoon. I don't want to hold it too long. I don't necessarily love these plays into anything into the close, so I probably would take it off at some point going into the afternoon if it's just going to sideways, I suppose I should say. And I want to make a terrible segue into sideways action. UUU 330. That was the target I had, and this is one of those things where if I put a trailing stop in and it fills me, I wanted to reload, and the reason why is I thought we would test this 330 area. You've got to have some idea of that everyone is looking at the same chart. This was the top end when it made a move in the afternoon. This was the breakout in the morning at 7. This is the same thing here right at 3:30. And Brent, is it Einhorn or Finkel? I think we all know the answer to that question. But 3:30, certainly a bit of a bottom here, UUU, guys. If it does make a secondary push to the upside, it's going to need volume to do that. But you can have that line in the sand that if you want to take kind of a 1:30 or 2 o'clock, or maybe even at lunchtime, if this wants to continuous push up, I don't necessarily think it would because it was all speculation and rumor. If there was hard news that was positive for this name, I think maybe you could dig in. Otherwise, it might be a further fade through that 330 mark. It was sort of obvious to me why it turned around at that price, and there you see it, guys.
Okay, I did want to give a big thanks to Brendan there coming with that segment. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and we got to talk a little bit about earnings, obviously, guys. SPG today, not earnings, but a nice little move to the high side. I see you talking about this, Daryl. I've given this pick out before in this area, SPG. We liked it for the dividend, but you know, Daryl, they did cut their dividend not too long ago. We started buying it in and around here, 60 and change. It does hold that 60 level, so yeah, SPG does have some room to run to the high side here for sure. I do like Simon Property Group. However, man, I do not like the business that they're in, commercial real estate. So that's a little bit iffy. I can't recommend this anymore, Daryl, unfortunately. I see what's happening to commercial real estate around here. If you're holding it for the dividend, that's great, but there are better plays than this, in my opinion. But it could still go, man. A nice 4.5% today. No problemo on that one. So good look there. My eyes are going everywhere here as we look to try to find some more trades for you. I don't know what Twitter is doing right now. I'm gonna go over to Facebook though, because FB over here in NQ. Wow, 282. The reason why I'm doing this because it reminds me of that Twitter play where we took out the top there and I didn't believe in it and we got out and then it goes no thank you and just continues to rip high side right now. Look at the futures coming up, man. Facebook's going to be a big one tonight. I mean, again, not to talk about the book always, but we're already long this name, and I'm already long Twitter. I love everything tech, so nice to see these moves going upside. It might have been a good opportunity yesterday to buy some softy, but look what's happening today. Like, this looks a lot different than Twitter, than some of these social media stocks. It's very choppy. They're still trying to sort their book out, figure out what they're doing with this stock, and I don't think anybody really has an idea. Look, I saw the quarter. I'm a huge investor in Microsoft. I liked the quarter. I didn't see anything wrong with it, so I just think that price to perfection, they're coming back downside right now. We did talk about Workhorse. I see that's moving now to the downside, breaking through 17. Unfortunately, our charts don't save those lines, but we drew those lines for you, and now it's breaking even lower, so watch out for Workhorse coming down to 1680.
You should be happy to note this, Sean. I actually did put a ticket in. Here at Day Trade the World, we have a great back office and support, so any office managers, traders can make suggestions for the platform. And I made that suggestion to be able to save some of those lines a little bit easier so you can draw them up there. And when you flip from stock to stock, you have that opportunity. It is supposed to be coming into the system, so that should be good. I just want to go back to Nokia. And I said the reason why I wasn't going to be aggressive in terms of hitting the bid at 323. Now, this is the reason, because it goes down, it breaks 25. I wanted to add to the position, obviously. I'm not going to end up getting it, but it's still holding for like 5 or 6 minutes. It just holds here at 23.24. Now, ultimately, I'm sitting on the offer trying to get a fill here, and I'm going to end up missing it if it continues to go down. But to me, that's still the right call, simply because why pay the spread if you don't have to? I want to work into this one. I still even think if it pops up, I can always just short into any kind of a pop. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I did take some out at 20 when it finally broke. But again, I have trailed orders down here. You can see I put these in like an hour or so ago. I think I might end up being in Nokia all day. That's certainly a good possibility. Twitter, I did the dip buy opportunity here already in 51.60 to 50 down to VWAP is going to be my out in Twitter, guys. It was a breakout play, scalped a little bit. Now I want to see if we can dig into a bit of a longer term trade.
Okay, yeah, good call there on Twitter. And we're just trying to watch out what's happening here. Some of these stocks starting to fall now into the teeth of the NASDAQ, coming back down. Like I said, I did not think that this market would hold up today, but it did. It's holding up a lot better, obviously, than I thought. If I didn't think it was going to hold up at all, then up a nice little 1.5%. Dow holding on, man, but we're only up 33 points. So that came all the way back down. You like the dip buy on Twitter. I haven't been in on it today. So I think this is a good opportunity to possibly get in. Yeah, down here is a good one. 51.60. We get down there. Let's go long. But again, into this, man, I do not like longs right now into the afternoon. The market's coming down here, a little too heavy for me here. Recent poll showing 52.44 for Biden. And, we're not getting in too political on the show here, but if Biden does win, man, I don't know what that means for the market. Trump's meaning a lot for the market. We know he's a stock market market president. So just like I keep saying, there's more to this market than just simple price action. You do have things in the background, and the election's what, 6 days away, and we might not even get finality out of that, right? We don't know if they're going to challenge or what's going to happen. So I would just say, you know, if you're making any little quick plays right now, I would stay away. Like, I wouldn't play options. I wouldn't play anything on any of these names unless you're expiring tomorrow. Do not take a shot now heading into the election. I just don't like the look of the way this market is setting up. I mean, we approached all-time highs again, and now we're coming back to the downside. So just watch out. I'd rather pick my spots, wait for the market to fall like it did yesterday, and be able to get in on some of these great companies at better prices, guys.
Speaking of fall, not saying it's going to happen here, but just watch out for Pinterest. Noting someone in the chat was asking about 64 here, and look at this bottom. These weren't real tests, but this certainly was when it bounced off 64. That was a jump-off point in the morning as well. So let's watch out for this price level. I think it's going to be an interesting and a good one. Ford just broke back down below $8, and that triggered me into a short. So a couple of rollovers happening this late in the day. I mean, not usually the time I like a breakdown, but a good level is a good level. 64 just went in Pinterest. I'll take a shot there as well. You talked about the rollover, Sean. I have Twitter long, but I got a couple of shorts that just broke to the downside here in Ford and Pinterest, two of them. Brendan, what's up?
Another one that might be, possibly, I've been kind of eyeing this Tricidia, TCDA. Big move down in the pre-market this morning, all morning long, waiting for kind of a bounce up to this. 450, you can see pre-market 450 resistance here. We're there right now, but there is a bid that seems to be kind of chasing this thing back to the upside. Looking like it might want to test lower prices, though. They have a cancer treatment that failed in a late-stage study. FDA requesting more data on that study. So TCDA, big move to the downside today, guys.
Okay, I see people saying Pins was a bad boy today. I mean, it was real bad for me, bad in an excellent way. We do have that long there, and then we get longer on the downside and then take a four. Actually, it wound up being a $3.50 winner. It was $4 at the top, and then we gave it out there before basically getting out at the best price. We did leave $1 on the table there on Pinterest, but again, still super, super pleased with the way that one broke down, and I know Neil's going short here on this break, so that's a good one. Look at the market, man. Giving back right now. So like I said, man, I'm not going long anything right now. I do not like it. What? Except for this stock, Palantir, breaks that, drops, and then we're right into this area again. Damn it, 1075 would have been a good long on Palantir, man. We've been running Palantir hard lately, but again, man, with only 15 minutes left, we've been rocking it today. I don't need to show you the charts. Ford, Facebook, Fastly, you all know about that. Microsoft, Neo, great trade. Just wish we would have held it. I had no idea it had this kind of juice behind it. I didn't even know about the Goldman upgrade. I just saw the momentum, so I got it. I mean, it's not good that I tell you I don't know about it, but whatever, I'll be honest with you, I did not think it was going to go this high, nor did I know that there was a Goldman upgrade. We love that workhorse, but we love that action that happened down there on Neo. And then Palantir, we just went over it. I mean, there's been no better stock that I've destroyed today than Palantir. So look, man, it's been a fantastic day. We're getting near the end. Thank you so much. Hit the likes, hit the subscribe. Maybe we can get to 2,000. We're at 102,000 on our subscribers. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you do.
I've heard you say it before, Sean, you don't like being long one thing and short another. This is a situation in Pinterest where Twitter was up because of a sympathy plan. Now, I know they have earnings after market, but let's be honest here. A lot of the gap to the upside in a couple of names, and Twitter was one of them, was because of the blowout in Pinterest. So when this short rolls over and starts to work for me, I just took like 50 cents off, and maybe it gets down towards like 63 even, and even breaks that on this retracement. Pinterest still up 30%, but the chances that Twitter's going to hold up for me here if I actually get my full target in Pinterest, probably pretty slim. I think the fact that at least, Twitter's holding at that 5180 area, not a bad sign for me, but the deeper this could potentially go in pins, I don't know how much Twitter's going to hold up here. I'm not going to change anything. My stop is already in. I was going with an area stop. I've changed that to a hard stop just because I don't want to get that situation where I'm even a deer in headlights or missing out on it or not paying attention. I just want to get the heck out of this. If you're going to see Pinterest go down, it does change my sentiment a little bit and go with a hard stop on Twitter as opposed to just watching on level 2 and getting out when I feel like it.
Yo, what up, Chris Rains? What's up to you? Thank you for becoming a member. There it is, new member, Chris Rains. Every first Monday, every last Monday of the month, we are doing a live Q&A. The last one was great. Thank you for all the feedback, and we're doing it again. We've already did it was last week, so we'll do it again in November. It's an opportunity for you guys to ask us whatever you want, and we'll do our best to answer that on the live Q&A. Did Twitter follow the 5150 yet? No, it did not. So that's a good little spot right near VWAP, so we'll watch out for that one to come through. Other than that, man, I'm just doing what I told you I'd do. Stone cold chilling. We put up our feet a while ago on this, and again, if there's no trades, you don't need to make any, man. XOM, that's been a good one today. No trades on it, but Brendan did talk about it. I do like what this is doing. I do like a 32.50 break. Oil's been so beat up, but XOM coming with some positive comments today. So chopping their workforce, not good for the worker, but good for shareholders as they trim back a little bit and get rid of some of their costs. So XOM today, 2.3%. Let's check out CVX. If you're going to make a play in the oil space, I would still choose Chevron or XOM. Either one is still fine. Unless you're really trying to gamble there and you want to take something like a Whiting that's gone, WLL, things that have been so beat up that you just want to hope for a home run. But if you want a real stock, I would go with Chevron or XOM. But both of them, man, are in the gate. Oh yeah, this is a good opportunity. Are in the gates of hell right now as oil just continues to be a problem. Nothing wrong with getting long now. But again, man, if Trump wins, these things go nuts. But if Biden wins, dig them a grave because they're going to get punched once again in the mouth. Right, Valeria? Right.
And the only thing to consider, of course, though, is even if they get punched in the mouth, is that the good eat the bad, the strong eat the weak. That's certainly a possibility. I like the fact that they're both doing what they have to do to preserve their dividend. I think that's obviously something they've done for a long time, and Chevron literally has been typically the safest dividend in the group. So I would at least look for an opportunity. Like if you're digging and you like the energy sector, best of breed is good because even it could happen in the airlines too. You might see some consolidation. There will likely be some failures, especially as we head back down with some price pressure on the barrels around that 34 mark. That's a key price range. I'm going to move my stop to break even. I was going to give Pinterest some room, but usually once a target gets hit, and I missed an opportunity here to get a $1 win, obviously as it spiked down, but it did travel a buck. That's going to make me put my stop to break even. Whether I took the $1 or not, it still made that movement. So I'm going to slab my stop to break even. It is lunchtime. Don't want to make sure we give up too much on this trade. I didn't expect the short to come in so quickly. I thought maybe it'd be the afternoon, but looks like it was lunchtime. Brendan, what's up?
I've been slowly working my way through the madness that is the earnings reports from either yesterday or this morning. This is Alliance Data Systems. Just noticed having quite the day here. This is going to be in the kind of small cap world, $2 billion on the market cap. They reported this morning better than expected, 15%. Today, up 15% today. Just broke $50 there on a bit of a volume spike. So ADS having a good day as well, guys.
All right, guys, we haven't done this in a bit, but we can raise the trophy again. I think we're on. Whoa, I had some notes in here. These are all my. Look, see, this is the problem. I put my beat up, not beat up, used Post-it notes in there. Hey, Valeria. We put that in there. So we'll raise a trophy again today. It's been such a successful month, man. A shout out to my boy who made this for me for Father's Day. It says you are the best on it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Happy Father's Day 2020. If you could see on the bottom, I love you, my man. Follow me on Twitter for some personal pictures as well. But yeah, so anyways, this month of October has been absolutely fantastic for me. I think we had a great month in August as well. September, not so much. But what a great one today. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't even hit that. Thank you for the Superman love. We're feeling great about everything today. But I feel most proud about not just trading. I feel most proud about my family. So shout out to you guys. I know the wife is watching at home, and I hope you guys are crushing it at school like I know that you are.
Absolutely. And it is all about the family here. And our family, like I just remembered this, and of course, you guys know Halloween is on Saturday. We won't get to trade on Saturdays because unfortunately the market isn't open, but we might have a few surprises in store for you that you can check out tomorrow, as a lot of people are going to be celebrating a day early. Just the only things we have left on here, I told you already about Pinterest. Ford breaking back up, shorted that break at 8. I'll give it about to 805, but I actually want to dig into that one as well. And Twitter, which I have a hard stop on. If Pinterest gets to the dollar winner, I don't see any way that Twitter's going to hold up, so I'll lose 50 pennies on that one. In that case, Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Another one with an upgrade today. They actually don't report, though, until tomorrow. So it looks like Under Armour is, I'm going to double check, but possibly before the open tomorrow, just popping up here. Look at the volume for UAA. You can look at UA as well. Nice move up to 1375 here for Under Armour.
Buy shop now. Okay, maybe I will if I see that's going to be coming. Got to become a Canadian citizen. Yeah. I don't know if you can be, but if you can be, then come over, man. Our doors apparently are always open over here. I don't know what immigration's doing, but we need more people. I feel like we have tons of immigration here. So, oh, Canada to everybody coming through. And hey, look, you got to love your country, guys. And we love ours here for sure. Fastly get triggered into a short. Did not mean to do it, but that would have been great. So we get out right away. If you did see something come through, I just double checked all. Oh, here we go. I have more stop orders. What am I doing? I got to cancel the stop orders right now. Only 5 minutes left. Like I said, we raised the trophy up. We're really happy about today. Things making good moves, good money. Everything makes sense to us today. Tomorrow's the biggest earnings calendar of the week. Maybe not for numbers, but for things that mean something to the market. Apple, Alphabet, and here's a call, not a call, this is the truth. My largest holding is Alphabet. So you know tomorrow I'll be in either a good mood or a sour one, but they always disappoint. So I'm going to be in a good mood regardless. What's up, Brendan?
I just saw a very interesting note on this one. XOM and also Zoom. Officially, as of today, Zoom's market cap bigger than XOM, which is a little bit surprising, guys.
Yeah, that's, that's been happened before. I mean, that can't just be.
Yeah, I feel like that same crossover, specifically those two names, happened previously. But it doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, obviously, everyone's seen what happened in Zoom, and great for them. I mean, there's got to be someone that benefits from any kind of sea change, and we're seeing that happen with COVID here. I'm still going to be in, of course, this Nokia. It's going to be one of the only positions that we'll have throughout lunch, Nokia Ford, and, of course, that Twitter. Pinterest. It did just break back to the upside, so maybe that's going to be a solid for me over here in Twitter. The market did just turn around off 11.3 on the NASDAQ, so break even. I slipped my stop when I won $1. I didn't get the dollar because, unfortunately, I was being a little bit greedy with it. But Twitter is starting to grind a little bit higher. It's only out of the money like 15 cents or so. I'll give it to 50s. If we can break through and hold 11.3, I like Twitter, and I should show you that chart, hopefully, and not Pinterest. That would make a little bit of sense, obviously. If we can break and sustain that move to the upside, like I said, I've already scalped it once. You're consolidating higher. I can't let it make a break down lower. It's just not reasonable to do it. But it's got to be 52.50 as the next target to the upside. Hopefully hold on to some if it wants to break that. But this market is probably going to be the primary driver of whether or not Twitter has any continuation going into its earnings, guys.
Yep. Like I said, man, don't buy any of these stocks Twitter's tonight again. That's another one. Apple, Twitter, Alphabet. Let's go back over to Google real quick before I throw it to Brendan. That little blow off the top that happened just a couple days ago, up to 1625 or so, right there. It was actually 1632. Was loving that. So, oh crap. We do have a bad wick there. Oh, here we go. Just to give you guys an update, I talked about it being my largest position. It is. So it's nice to see 3% today. Google has to break 1600 tomorrow. For it to get any sort of traction. Very, very nervous about this one. If it goes 15 to the downside, we may see 14. It needs to crack 16 tomorrow on the earnings report. Only 3 minutes left, Brendan.
Yeah, we might as well make it official, guys. Let's have a look at what's coming up as far as earnings are concerned. I just want to note, guys, we can throw that. There we go. I just want to note, Valeria does a great job putting these boards together for us every single day. Just notice how Starbucks logo is actually the same size as an Apple or a Twitter or a Facebook. So we can all tell who's Valeria's favorite stock.
You know what, though? That's actually right, though, because you got Amazon, Alphabet, like Starbucks is right there with that. But, wow, okay, speaking about Starbucks here.
Philips is probably a little bit big on that board.
Philips 66? Yeah, it's okay. AppV is big. All the other ones, there's Chevron. We just talked about that. What's up?
Hi.
Good, nice hoops. Okay, there's Starbucks. Just a move down there. I don't know what happened to Starbucks right there. We just put it on and it just gapped down right there, breaking that VWAP. So look, Starbucks, another name, guys, on a disappointing earnings report. If that does happen, we will be buying some more Starbucks. I'm already long in the 50s, but if it does come downside here, especially with a Biden win, that opens the gates up for China. So Starbucks, hell yeah, lots of them over there in China. So I think that's an undercover, not an undercover, you all know about it, but a little bit of an undercover China play there on Starbucks if you've already missed the huge run in Alibaba, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that call. Certainly. Look, it's going to be obviously only a minute or two to go. The rest of the day does loom. Remember, we are heading into gigantic earnings, so lunchtime could be a little bit sleepy. But the market just turned back down, so we're not going to hold that 11.3, at least for now. I would swear, and I feel like it's a bit of a psych out, that there was a different national day that got bantered around that it could be. This one, and I used to do this on a daily basis. I'm getting lazy, so I don't anymore. But good, healthy look for the national day today. One more thing to do. Let's go to Valeria.
Thank you, Neil, and hey guys, thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you all had a wonderful day, and please don't leave without giving us a like. Also subscribe to our channel and catch us live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Guys, go watch our next educational video, the link I'm sending on the chat, and happy National Oatmeal Day, everyone.
All right, we love oatmeal. Definitely, my kids have a bowl of oatmeal every single morning, plain with a couple apples and nuts and stuff like that. We're trying to reduce the sugar count for those guys. But yeah, oatmeal, definitely a nice warm, especially right now as I'm freezing. Always nice to throw down some oatmeal. What's up, Brendan?
Real quick, guys, just before we go, I'm going to switch this off, but we haven't done this yet. Coming up this afternoon, make sure you join us at 1 p.m. We're going to be back live again at 1 p.m. today, talking all about our great sponsor here, Day Trade the World. If you've had any inclinations about possibly opening a trading floor, have questions about doing so, we're going to talk all about Day Trade the World this afternoon at 1 p.m. and specifically some of the training that is going on as we switch over to you, Neil. Day Trade the World coming up at 1 p.m.
Reference this all the time. Of course, we have the good fortune to be on a Day Trade the World floor, which affords us some perks. I mean, the ability to short some names by paying to do so. It's fantastic having that direct market access. So do check it out. It's not the only thing that you can look at. And begrudgingly, I'm going to put this one up here. I'm very excited, apparently, about stop loss orders. And we drop educational videos. This is the one that Valeria was talking about. This will be available. You can see it in the chat and already go to that link. So check that out before you come to the Day Trade the World live taping at 1 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's noon. It's time for us to say goodbye. It's been a fun one. And, of course, it is monster earnings tonight. You see Alphabet, you see Facebook, of course, Twitter as well. All the big names are going to be coming through tonight. Check it out. Make sure you tread carefully going into afternoon's trade. For Valeria, for Sean, for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.